Miami. It's game 2 between the Giants and Marlins as we're about to get ready for a first pitch here. Max Meyer will take the mound. Hopefully another great game for him. But man, the bullpen of the Marlins, it just seems like every time they have to use an opener or have a bullpen day, they come out on top. Strange but true. Yesterday, the Marlins had to go through 8 different bullpen arms to get it done. Bacher, King, Bender, Peterson, Zuber, Gibson, Fauché, and Pete Fairbanks, who got his 100th save. But you know what? They got the job done again in the win over the Giants. A team effort, especially for the arms, says manager Clayton McCullough.
You know, Cade did a phenomenal job, pass it on, you know, Calvin, and then finally to Pete. So you said on the pitching side, I mean, we used a lot of guys today. They all, you know, threw the ball well, and I think we, you know, skated around some trouble early in the game, but they made some pitches when they had to, and it takes a lot. It's hard to win a major league game, and I think, you know, nights like this, you can see that the type of contributions you need, and we needed them all, and you know, it was a fun game. The amount of people that had to contribute in this game, I think, speaks a lot to our clubhouse there, and you know, a good way to, you know, get this series off on that foot.
And the skipper, Clayton McCullough, has told us many times before, stop worrying about my bullpen. We'll call somebody up. They'll do a good job. And he's been right. Whoever the Marlins have called up has been effective. We'll take a quick time out here on Marlins TV. It is time for us to check out Max Meyer on the bump. Kyle and Tommy, they've got the call coming up next on Marlins TV.
Miami Marlins baseball is presented by Warner Hoffman, Gregg and Garcia, the official law firm of the Miami Marlins. By FPL and by UHealth, pushing medicine forward. Well, if it was a weekday, I would tell you that today should be a local holiday. It is Flanagan's Fest here at Lone Depot Park. Everybody looks forward to Flanagan's Fest. Grab yourself a rockin' rib roll and have a rockin' time watching these Marlins.
How great does Lone Depot Park smell right now?
Looks pretty good, too. Max Meyer on the mound this afternoon, Hunt. Again, he has had an incredible season, 15 starts, and a perfect record of 7 wins and no losses.
You know, you can look at a lot of individual numbers. We talked about his last 3 starts, what he's done on the season. Yeah, here's a young pitcher. He's already gotten career highs in starts, innings, wins, strikeouts. But the one that stands out the most to me, the ball club is 11-4 in his 15 starts.
And he is putting together a very aggressive case to head to Philadelphia, the All-Star game. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Tony Vitello's San Francisco Giants this afternoon, who had their 3-game winning streak snapped with Friday's setback, a 4-3 win for the Marlins. Lineup brought to you by FPL. Arise, Eldridge, Chapman, Devers, Lee, Adames, Schmidt, Gilbert, Haas. The only change there, Eric Haas is catching and batting 9th. Daniel Susak was there last night.
Let's take a look at the defense playing this afternoon behind Max Meyer. There's Burt in left field. Roberto Hernandez, Jacob Marcy, and Ruiz fill out the outfield. Otto Lopez, Xavier Edwards up the middle, Leo Jimenez, Kyle Stowers, Joe Mack behind the plate.
We had a late change. Owen Casey was scheduled to play right. He is now DHing. Esteri Ruiz is in right. And Liam Hicks is no longer in the starting lineup. He is dealing with a cranky back, some lower back stiffness. So hopefully it's just one day off for Liam Hicks, and he'll be ready to go in the finale tomorrow. Ready to go on this beautiful Saturday here in Miami. Tommy Hunt and Kyle Seeloff, Craig Mish along for the ride. See if Max Meyer can remain perfect and get himself to 8-0. 72 degrees inside the air-conditioned comfort of Lone Depot Park, and the first pitch of the ball game is going to be challenged.
I don't see that too often, and you also don't see Luis Arias go 0 for 5 too often.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Risky challenge. Is Joe right? He is. To challenge the first pitch of the ball game takes some guts, and Mark Wegner, the crew chief and the home plate umpire, is probably thinking, okay, Joe, here we go. So 0-1 on a rise, who yanks that down the right field line, foul quickly, 0-2.
Yeah, home plate umpire Mark Wegner may have said, "You gonna do me like that all day?" Yeah, last night Luis Arias 0 for 5. Hadn't done that too many times in his career. Max Meyer There's a whole lot of things that he's changed this year. We'll talk about him. Part of it's been the mental part. He's been able to get through bad pitches, a bad inning.
Well, you mentioned the 0 for 5 for Arise. He was held hitless last night in a start for just the 16th time this season, much to the delight, you could be sure, of Otto Lopez.
The thing about Arise, and we've talked about the kind of anomaly he is as a hitter, because he doesn't walk, you saw him chase that high fastball, he'll chase pitches when he gets to 2 strikes, and somehow he'll be able to put him in play.
He's got 450 career hits in 2-strike situations. Calls that one foul off to the left. So the Giants 31-44. That is the 2nd worst record in the National League, better than only the Colorado Rockies, who are 29-47. It has been a very rough go of it for the first-year manager in charge, Tony Vitello, who comes to San Francisco by way of the University of Tennessee. And Arise stays alive on that crippling sweeper by Max Meyer, one of the very best offerings in baseball. There's a look at your National League West standings as we play baseball on this Saturday, June 20th. Dodgers starting to run away with it.
Well, a little different for Tony Vitello than when he coached the University of Tennessee.
Up the middle, Otto Lopez has a ride, shifted and played perfectly, 1 up and 1 down for Max Meyer.
Perfect defense, perfectly situated. Here's a look at how the strikeouts are compiled by Max Meyer. Get 4 with the sweeper. That was his outing against the Giants in San Francisco. Went 5 innings, gave up 1 run. It was unearned.
That was his lone career start against the Giants. There you go, 77 pitches on April 26th. He has continued to build the trust of not only his manager, but the entirety of the coaching staff in the front office. He has, for all intents and purposes, I think you could say, confidently say, he's been the Marlins ace this year.
Yeah, he has. Quick question for you. Does Eldridge, who's up to bat right now, remind you a little bit of Brandon Belt?
Yes, especially with the high Sox. He does.
About that last night. I think the Giants recently had a day for Brandon Belt.
When we were there.
I guess it was recently.
Yeah.
Okay.
End of April, unless they've had another since, which I couldn't blame him. He was a terrific player for him. A couple of years ago when we were there for opening day, when he was named the captain of the team, they hoofed him out there on a boat. And then when we were there most recently in April, might have been his Hall of Fame day, he was out there talking. 2-2 to Eldridge. Is low. Whereas Eldridge had a 22-game on-base streak snapped last night to go along with an 8-game hitting streak. And the test gets no easier with Mad Max on the mound here today, who kicks and fires a 3-2, and that is in there for strike 3 call that appeared to be low, and Eldridge will challenge.
Boy, that was such a good pitch. It was amazing that Eldridge didn't chase it, that he took it. I think it was out of the zone.
The countdown is on. It is low. A pair of successful challenges, one by the Marlins and one by the Giants here in the early going today.
You know what, though? That's okay. That's exactly where Max wants to throw that pitch. He wants it a little bit out of the zone, hoping to get the left-handers and sometimes the right-handers to chase it.
And to your point, with a rookie up there in Eldridge, had some guts to lay off that pitch.
It's a good take.
Here's Matt Chapman after the 1-out walk issued by Meyer. Chapman was 0 for 3 last night, and that fastball runs up and in on him, ball 1. So yes, Max Meyer looking to keep his perfect season going in his 16th start here this afternoon. He's a perfect 4-0 here at Lone Depot Park with a 1.97 ERA. How about that ERA here at home? 1.97.
So many of the Marlins pitchers just love love the mound here. There's no question this is probably more of a pitcher's park than hitter's park. Very spacious in the outfield.
He's allowed 10 earned runs on 30 hits, 17 walks, 48 strikeouts at home as Chapman sends one back in our direction, foul. 2 balls, 1 strike to count on Matt Chapman, who leads the Giants with 41 RBIs. Chapman did face Meyer at the end of April. He was 0 for 1 against him with a walk. Giants got 3 runs on 9 hits last night. Marlins came from behind for the 14th time this season with a 2 spot in the last of the 7th. Another pop up, and this one will also reach the seat. So last night Fairbanks, his 10th save as a Marlin, the 100th of his career. You got a great night from Owen Casey. It just again, the come from behind resilient Marlins did it again with that 4-3 win.
The 100 saves puts him ahead of our own AJ Ramos, who finished his career with 99.
Is that why he was moping up here today?
Yeah, he had a little mopey face. Yeah.
Head was down. He was shuffling, could barely pick up his feet. Meyer with a 2-2, and Chapman sends another one back our way. A lot of freebies into the seats here in the early going. Chapman batting .249 for the Giants. Bats from the right side, plays third base. 5-time Gold Glover that's got a little platinum to his name as well. Pitch number 6 to him is in there for strike 3 call. It's one of the best sweepers in baseball, and Chapman's a victim of it. 2 away here in the first.
It's another area of Max Meyer's game that is so greatly improved. He can throw any of the pitches, the 4-seamer, the sweeper, the slider, the change, just about any time he wants. That was a good example there.
So 2 out, and here is Rafi Devers, who nearly hit one out of the ballpark last night. He had a big old hack there, 0-1. Devers was 0 for 2 against Meyer in April. Having a good road trip for the Giants. Couple doubles, couple homers, 5 for 10 at the plate. Kind of a rough June though for Rafi, batting just .210 in 16 games, but he is 8 for his last 17 at the plate. Max Meyer ahead of him, no balls and a strike. Now it's 0-2.
That's some good heat right there.
Here's the homer last night.
Yeah, it looked like the slider, and that was at second debt written all over for Devers, his 246th of his career.
And there is strike 3
Thing
call.
of beauty.
Couple of strikeouts on that sweeper by Meyer, who negotiates a scoreless top of the first. Works around the 1-out walk. No score after a half inning of play here at Lone Depot Park.
You.
Marlins TV is presented by Werner Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia. It is a steamy Saturday here in Miami. Beautiful day for a ball game inside of Lone Depot Park. Jacob Marcy and the Marlins ready to kickstart this bottom of the first. Clayton McCullough starting lineup, brought to you by Werner Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia. Again, a little wrinkle here. Marcy was not supposed to lead things off. It was supposed to be Liam Hicks, but he's got lower back stiffness, so he is out for game 2. 25-year-old right-hander out of Mississippi, Trevor McDonald, kicks and fires his first pitch of the day. A sinker in there for a called strike on Jacob Marcy, who was 1 for 3 last night. McDonald, 6 feet tall, 205 pounds. An 11th round pick in 2019 out of George County High School in Mississippi. Marcy flies this down the left field line, twisting foul, 0-2.
Sure, one of the things I know sometimes I've heard managers tell guys this, that Clayton McCullum could have relayed, maybe not, to Jacob Marcy. Don't worry that you're leading off now. You know, in the first lineup you were down in the order, now you're up at the top. Approach it the same.
This is his first time leading off since May 4th, and he strikes out looking on 3 pitches. That sinker came right back up the inside corner on Marcy.
to scout the 25-year-old right-hander. See what we have on him. High ground ball percentage. That's because he uses that sinker really well. He's got a nasty slider. Hitters hitting .095 against his slider this year. It's the first time the Marlins have ever faced Trevor McDonald.
In his last outing against the Cubs, only 3 of the 12 balls that were put in play by Chicago were on the ground. So I guess maybe the key is to get the ball in the air, Hut. Is that fair to say?
Well, if you try to get a sinker in the air, you'll hit it on the ground. You try to get a sinker up.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, you try to get it up in the zone if you can.
There's his last start last Saturday against Chicago. Here is Otto Lopez, who takes a sinker at the top of the zone for a strike. Otto got himself a hit last night. He was 1 for 4. Still your league leader in batting average, batting .334. And another key for the Marlins against McDonald is how quick can you get to him second time through the lineup. Opponent's hitting $164 first time through the order against McDonald, but it tends to spiral and it really goes up from there. 164 first time through, 290 second time through. So once he is seen once, second time through, he has a hard time getting guys out as Lopez shoots that foul. Let's take a look at his arsenal. StatCast is brought to you by Google Cloud. Here it is.
Yeah, we've talked a little bit about it. We talked about the sinker, which he'll throw more often, 57% of the time, but that slider is his out pitch. Primarily a 2-3 pitch pitcher with the changeup. Don't see that too often nowadays. Nowadays, guys are throwing 5 and 6 pitches.
Oh, bouncing ball to first. Devers cannot corral it, and the Marlins have a 1-out base runner. Sure, that is an E3 on Devers. Might have taken his eye off the baseball.
Yeah, no question. That's the ball he's got to catch. He was right there, positioned for it. Remember the years with Boston, he was over at third. He's really more comfortable as the DH, which he was last night. I think he tried to catch it and move to first base all at the same time.
Devers making his 56th start of the season at first base for the Giants. Here's Stowers, who was 0 for 3 in game 1. So to get you squared away a little bit with the Marlins, 12 and 4 in June, best record in baseball. A win tonight would push them above 500 for the first time since they were 9 and 8 at the start of play on April 14th. Marlins have also won 6 straight at Lone Depot Park. So if you buy a ticket, come out and join us. Pretty good chance you see the Marlins win. They've played very well here at home.
They've played well here.
This is their longest win streak at home since a 7-game win streak exactly 3 years ago, as Stowers takes a slider for a strike. 2-1 at home this season. Marlins 24 and 16. It's the 4th most wins at home in the majors. There goes Otto Lopez. Pitches up and away. It was not handled by Haas. Lopez reached on an E3. Now he's got his 15th stolen base of the season. It's 3 shy of Marcy for the team lead.
We put a little pressure on the catcher. He knew he got a good jump. He tried to hurry it and never found the handle. Very frustrated.
Yes.
When you don't get the good grip.
Seems to me like Otto Lopez is kind of playing like an all-star, don't you think, huh?
Yeah, he is. He's doing a little bit of everything.
Leads the league in batting average, has 5 homers, 32 RBIs, now 15 stolen bases. Terrific glove at shortstop. If you consider what he brings to the Marlins, he is one of the league's more valuable players. His impact is not forgotten. Marlins are probably not 38 and 38 without him. Stowers lays off a 3-2 slider for ball 4, and the Marlins are in business here in the first.
See the defense for the Giants, brought to you by Kia. There it is, the outfield. Schmidt, Gilbert, and Lee around the infield. Let's start from first base. Devers, Arise, Adames, and Chapman. Chapman with 5 Gold Gloves, and Eric Haas catches today.
Here's Xavier Edwards, who did not start last night's ball game. He came on as a defensive replacement in the 9th inning. That was notable, as X thinks about dropping down a bunt. I say that is notable because his appearance in the 9th inning last night means that he has still played in every single game for the Marlins this season. He sat out last night nursing a cranky thumb, and I asked Clayton earlier today, you know, when did he do it? And he said it's hard to pinpoint. It's just one of those things. It's just aggravating. Once it kind of transpires, it just doesn't go away. Bouncing ball up the middle. McDonald's got it, fires it to second for 1. The turn at first not in time. They do force out Stowers at second, but the inning continues. Not going to turn 2 there with X's speed.
No, not with the awkward way that McDonald turned to make the throw to second base.
Did he turn the wrong way?
Now, you kind of turn the way the ball takes you, but it looked like it took him a while to unfold.
Gotcha.
And get a good quick throw to second.
Fielder's choice put out, goes 1-6. So Lopez at third, Edwards at first. And here is Heriberto Hernandez. I've got to imagine, should Edwards try to run, you might see him go feet first into the bag, especially dealing with a bad thumb.
Yeah, I believe it's his left thumb.
Yeah, top hand from the left side.
Top hand.
Right?
Talking to Clayton, he said might affect him a little more hitting left-handed than hitting right-handed. But yeah, you certainly would want to be careful with any head-first slides.
Heriberto Hernandez was 1 for 4 with a double in game 1. Batting nearly 300 in his last 15 games. He's got a hit in 11 of 13 games here in the month of June. Good count to hit in, but a sinker runs inside on him. It's 3-0.
You know, when he was sent down, the 22 games he had played, he was hitting just 159, and he needed it. He needed to go to AAA to get his head straight, to get his swing straight, and has been on fire since.
Ball 4. Second walk of the inning issued by Trevor McDonald, who's nearly thrown as many balls as he has strikes. 20 pitches, 11 strikes, 9 balls. And with Owen Casey coming to the plate, he'll be the 6th Marlin he's facing in the inning.
Yeah, it's a little out of character too for McDonald, who's generally around the strike zone. Now he's got to face the guy who was last night's offensive hero.
Kicked off to scoring, capped it off as part of a 3-hit night. Marlins 4-3 comeback win over the Giants. You mentioned this last night. He was hitting second for the first time in his career.
First time. You know, the other thing I have to keep telling myself, and I mentioned it in our open, he's only played 76 games as a major leaguer, and he's still just 23.
He has always been one of the youngest players at every single league he's been in. So Casey batting with the bases juice. 2 outs, bottom 1, and the pitch missed inside for ball 1. So last night, Casey homered in the first inning homer of his career. 6 at bats with the bases loaded in his career.
Looking for that first grand slam.
2-0. Boy, this is a great count to hit in, but because McDonald has been so ineffective inside the strike zone, do you have to take here? It's almost been too wild.
I think some hitters would, but I think you let Owen swing the bat.
See if he can bring this place to its feet early. The pitch. Sinker's in there.
It's okay, not the one you want to swing at. Sinker moving away.
Homer in the first last night, single in the third, RBI double in the 5th, sac fly in the 7th. Bases loaded all the way around. Lopez at third, Edwards at second, Hernandez at first. The 2-1 coming from McDonald to Casey is up and away for ball 3.
So he went 2-0 sinker, 2-1 sinker. See if he stays with that or if he goes back to that slider.
Unnerving for the coaching staff for the Giants here in the first. The 3-1. Ball 4. He walked on a run. McDonald has issued 3 walks here in the first, and the Marlins break the ice and they lead 1-0.
And for Owen Casey, with a good at bat, patient at bat, drawing the walk and the RBI, that gives him 40. And he continues to be second on the ball club in that department.
I'm not so sure, Hut, if it was a month ago that Casey doesn't expand the strike zone on some of those offerings. So they're still loaded. Here's Leo Jimenez. That sinker almost hit him. Jimenez playing third base and batting 7th, batting a .192 on the year. If he gets a hit right here, it might just be his biggest hit to date as a Marlin. Foul tipped. 1 ball and 1 strike. You know what I'm saying with Casey? I mean, he's gotten comfortable enough. Like he was very confident in himself right there.
That's how you feel when all of a sudden you get that confidence level at a real high when you step into the batter's box.
That is drilled to center. Gilbert's on the move. Back in the gap with room. He's got it to retire the side. But the Marlins get a run and they lead 1-0 after 1.
Esta transmisión de los Marlins está disponible en español.
Welcome back to Lone Depot Park, where the Marlins have a 1-0 lead. After 1 inning of play, they get a run without a hit in the bottom of the first. Love those Flanagan's jerseys as a part of Flanagan's Fest here on this Saturday in Miami. Well, an early lead for Max Meyer. We'll see what he can do with that. Jung-Hoo Lee will lead things off for the Giants here in inning number 2. He was 2 for 4 with a double last night. Generous strike call, 1-1.
I think with a couple of the quick challenges, guys are a little hesitant to challenge again so early in the game.
Two and 1 on Lee, who's batting .469. Yes, that is correct. Over his last 21 games, hitting .469. Lee, Adames, and Schmidt for the Giants here in the second. Max Meyer had a couple of strikeouts looking, both on that sweeper to get out of the first. Oh man, he did not know what to do with that slider. It's 2-2.
Yeah, because it backed up on him.
Look at this swing.
He started to go after it and it moved the other way, and that's a pitch that pitchers will tell you they don't know how it happens. It just happens once in a while, and it really fools the hitter.
2-2. That is lined into the right field corner and a fair ball. An extra base hit for Jung-Hoo Lee as Ruiz digs it out. Tying run in scoring position with nobody out of the gates here in the second for the Giants.
Yeah, that's a pitch, a sweeper. He would like to get in a little bit more. Good adjustment by Lee, but didn't get it in far enough. There's a guy in his 8 years in Korea. His career average was .340. So, I mean, he can always hit.
He can run too. Glides into second with a stand-up double. It's the grandson of the win at second base. And yes, he does wear number 51 as a tribute to the Hall of Famer and the former Marlin, Ichiro Suzuki. So leadoff double here in the second for Lee, and here is Willie Adames. He was 1 for 4 last night. Meyer's sweeper is hit foul. Quickly 0-2 on Adames. He's got a couple of homers on the road trip for the Giants that began in Atlanta earlier in the week. They really didn't play a whole lot of baseball. They essentially played 2 games in 1 day. Not a whole lot of rhythm, I guess you could say, for the Giants this week. 0-2. Got him. Third strikeout for Meyer. That was the first on the slider, huh?
Well, I told you what hitters were hitting against that slider coming into the game. 183. That one backed up a little bit too, but had tremendous downward movement to pick up strikeout number 3.
Big first out here in the second for Max. And here is Casey Schmidt, who was 2 for 4 in game 1. Slider just missed downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes on Schmidt, batting .286 in 67 games this season. He's one of the more well-rounded offensive players for the Giants, who hits oftentimes at the bottom of the batting order. Good sinker there, 1-1.
You know, you're right about that rhythm thing. You go into a city expecting to play 4 games and sit around the clubhouse, and you only get 2 games in. It disrupts everything.
It's hit pretty well to right center. Jacob Marcy's on the move. He's at the warning track, and that is caught. No, off the wall. The base runners are all hung up. Lee is going to slide in safely at third. Well, the good news is I don't believe this ball ever went over the wall after it went in and out of the glove of Marcy, but we need to see what happened here. Tony Vitello is coming out to chat with the home plate umpire and the crew chief, Mark Wegner. I'm sure New York and the umpires can initiate a review here to see what's going on.
Yeah, really hard to tell where that ball hit after it came off Jacob Marcy's glove.
This is a crew chief review for a possible home run.
A crew chief review for a possible home run. Let's watch.
Stays in the ballpark.
So because that ball
it's
was
not a catch.
Correct.
It's not
Because
a catch.
the ball was lodged up against the wall, it's not going to be a catch. There's a big raucous ovation from the crowd here at Lone Depot Park. I think that they think that this is going to be ruled a catch, but this in all likelihood should stand as a double, and the Giants will have second and third with 1 out, but we'll wait and see.
And there's really nothing that Jung-Hoo Lee could do as a runner, because you're trying to find out if the ball's caught, if it's out.
And he was very confused.
Yeah.
He was nearly standing on second when Schmidt arrived there.
And the Giants have a pretty good former player who was a good base runner at third base, their third base coach, Gary Pettis.
So we agree this ball is getting an assist from the wall right there, right? So there's no way this could be a catch, I don't think.
No. It's a great effort by Jacob, who promptly just fires it back in.
If the ball was securely in his glove, the glove whacks the wall, ball pops out and he catches it, that's a different story.
Then it's a catch.
But
because the wall helped him make the catch, then it's not a catch.
He was getting too much of an assist from the wall, and here's the ruling.
After review, the call in the field is confirmed. It is not a catch, not a home run. The ball was alive and in play.
There you go. Pair of extra base hits here in the second. Giants have second and third with 1 out for Drew Gilbert. Now I have to wonder, Hud, let's see, Jung-Hoo Lee was so confused, and if he was thrown out at third, he might have actually been awarded third when it came back from New York.
I would think so, yeah.
Because Lee was very, very confused on the play. So he's at third, Schmidt's at second. Giants have their first 2 hits of the ball game here in the second. The infield is in, and Drew Gilbert lines one through the left side for a base hit. Lee will score. Schmidt will stop at third. Throw coming in is cut off by Jimenez, and we're tied at 1.
Yeah, the Giants are having some good swings. You could tell too on the Schmidt double. You could tell by the reaction of Max Meyer. Here's a slider. He's not getting that sharp bite down and in. We've seen a lot of backup sliders that are hanging out over the plate. That one did to Gilbert, who stayed back and drilled it nicely into left field.
Gilbert coming into the ball game this afternoon, just 3 for his last 25 over his last 11 games. But he just drove in his 15th run of the season, and there was just a pitch clock violation assessed to Max Meyer. That is strike. Oh no, I beg your pardon. That is on Haas, the catcher. So it's 0-1 on Haas. There goes the runner Gilbert. Here's the throw down to second. Did they get him? Yes! Marlins have not been shy with Mack about throwing through with runners at first and third. And Gilbert is gunned down for the second out of the inning.
Well, this all starts with the quick pop time and release of Max Meyer. The throw almost precise, almost perfect, but a great tag by X on Gilbert, and there's no question he's out.
The pitch was also a strike on Haas, so it's 0-2 with 2 outs. Meyer delivers, swing and a miss.
How fast did that happen?
Happened probably a little too quick for the Giants' liking. They tied at 1 in the second. What's the ultimate goal of a Major League Baseball fan? How about seeing it all? The MLB Journey to 30 Sweepstakes presented by T-Mobile is the ultimate bucket list. Enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks. MLB.com/journey to 30 sweeps. Saw a lady in the elevator this afternoon, and she had a button on that said, "This is my 30th ballpark." So that's a cool, fun thing.
Yeah, I love it. I have a good friend that's done that with his grandsons over the years.
Oh,
he's taken
really?
them to every ballpark.
It's really neat.
Yeah.
Well, now with the balanced schedule, those of us that are fortunate to travel with the ball club, as Joe Mack yanks one into right, you get to see every team in every ballpark every 2 years.
Well, a nice sequence from Joe Mack throwing out a runner last inning, nailing Gilbert, and then stroking a base hit first time up today. I think as he gets settled in, and I think he is now, you're just seeing better and better at bats every time.
What a weird top of the second inning too, huh? Second and third with 1 out. Quick RBI single from Gilbert, caught stealing. Haas strikes out. It was over just like that. Here's Esteury Ruiz thinking about bunting, pulls back on a sinker for ball 1. You know, for the Giants, that was their 3rd time already in this series that they've scored immediately after the Marlins scored, so they do have that bounce back ability. Esteury Ruiz has been a nice piece for the Marlins. Doesn't start all that much. He has been more of late, but he comes off the bench to run. He's got some power that many did not suspect or see coming. McDonald's 33rd pitch of the game, and Ruiz hits it foul off to the right.
Now, we talked about the road trip. Ruiz had 7 for 13, hit a home run.
He was not supposed to start today, but because of Liam Hicks's soreness in his back, he gets the nod at the last second. Now, what did Ruiz just hit? I think that's catcher's interference.
I think he was saying there was catcher's interference.
Something sounded funny, and that is catcher's interference. That's going to be an E2. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The glove almost comes off. Yeah.
Oh, it did come off if it wasn't strapped to that left
catcher's
wrist.
interference, that'll be an error charged to Eric Haas.
That is an amazing look right there, Hut. Looking straight down on home plate, how close Haas was set up to Ruiz and how deep Ruiz was in the box. It was almost inevitable when you get that look. And here is Marcy leading things off. And Jacob pushes a bunt towards third. That's a fair ball. Haas fires to first in time. But a successful sacrifice bunt for Jacob Marcy. That goes 2-3. And in a 1-1 game, the Marlins have 2 in scoring position with 1 out for Otto Lopez.
Who said guys don't know how to bunt anymore? This is a beautiful bunt. Great attempt. I almost thought Jacob was going to beat it out. But because he gave himself up, the sacrifice, he didn't quite get it far enough up the line. Good play by Eric Haas and a good stretch over there by Devers. But excellent bunt by Jacob Marcy. Job well done.
The Haas internal clock was very good because he was a half second away from picking it up too late. Infield in for San Francisco. Otto Lopez hits one foul. 0-1. Lopez reached on the E3 in the bottom of the first. That opened things up a little bit for the Marlins, who got a run without a hit. Left them loaded in the bottom of the first. And here is your Major League Baseball hits leader. Golden opportunity to give the Marlins the lead once again here in the second. Pokes this in the air, back of first. Devers has got it, 2 away. And now a quick word from FPL.
At FPL, our teams are working every day because reliability isn't an option, it's a commitment. FPL, working for you every single day.
Well, probably a slider out of Lopez would like back, but still an opportunity with 2 outs and 2 in scoring position now for Stowers. Mack at third, Ruiz at second. Ooh.
Yeah, the Marlins looking for that big hit. Both clubs last night struggled leaving men on base with runners in scoring position. The Marlins left 8 of 9. Giants 5 of 7.
I hit him. And the bases are loaded after the hit by pitch. Boy, McDonald's kind of going through it here, Hut. Didn't get any help from Devers in the first, but he walked 3 in the first. He's got catcher's interference in the second. Now a hit by pitch.
And it's amazing. How about all the base runners the Marlins have had, and they have just 1 base hit.
That hit everything, knee and foot. And a bases loaded opportunity for Xavier Edwards.
Yeah, you had the Devers error, a couple of walks, hit batter.
Catcher's interference. So here is X, who's hitting .313 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Infield backs up, first pitch inside for ball 1. It's already 40 pitches for McDonald, and he's not yet through the second. Edwards has not had a lot of success with the bases loaded and 2 outs in his career. But an opportunity right here on the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Just thinking of all the people in town because of soccer. I think we're going to have a lot of those from Scotland in town Monday. If you don't know the game of baseball very well, these first couple of innings would be real hard to explain.
Yeah, might turn you off a little bit. He didn't hit the ball, but it hit him, and he gets to go to first. What's going on?
And the bat hit the catcher's mitt, and now the guy goes to first base. Explain that.
I've told people I really don't understand soccer all that much, and the rebuttal is generally, but you get all the baseball rules. Huge opportunity for the Marlins here in the second as X waits on at 2-1. 3 balls and 1 strike, and McDonald is in danger of walking in his second run of the day.
X is always the perfect guy to have in these situations because he has such a good eye at the plate, good knowledge of the strike zone.
That cranky thumb is bothering Edwards because he's hitting just .192 in 16 games this month. 3-1. Chopper hit softly towards first. Devers has got it, flips it to McDonald, and he's safe. McDonald couldn't find the bag in time. That's why you hustle. And the Marlins lead 2-1.
Well, you get a good sinker, you roll over on it, don't hit it well, but you go up that line hard, and that's exactly what Xavier Edwards did. A little 2-step, and McDonald couldn't find the bag.
Carlos Torres, the first base umpire, was all over it. It's another huge break for the Marlins, and let's see now if Heriberto Hernandez can bust it open. That's already the 3rd error committed by the Giants, and we have not yet played 2 full innings. Heriberto grounds one left side. Adames has got it, goes the short way to second to retire the side, but the Marlins get another and lead 2-1 after 2. Top of the third inning, scoreboard brought to you by Werner Hoffman, Greg and Garcia. Marlins lead 2-1 as we go downstairs and say hello today to the third member of our broadcast crew, Craig Mish. Hey, Craig.
Thanks very much, Kyle. And Kyle Stowers just hit by a pitch. That means the Marlins are now second in the National League. And getting hit by pitch is kind of a strange stat, guys, but it seems to work for Miami. And doesn't it feel like every time they get hit by a pitch, the guy comes around to score? Happened with Ruiz yesterday, happened with Stowers today. Before the game, Clayton McCullough told me, we don't care how we get on as long as we get on. We're not trying to get hit. We're just getting on. Back to you.
Well, Sam Antonacci was hit by a pitch for the 16th time this season in Chicago's loss to Detroit today. Speaking of hit by pitches, it's the most hit by pitches by any rookie in the modern era. So I guess maybe hit by pitches are up.
I think there's a reason for that.
Do tell after the 1-1 to arise.
Because in today's game, there are more throwers than pitchers. More guys that are max effort, throw 98 miles an hour, but aren't always sure where it's going to go.
So if I told you, and you didn't know, that the Giants are 2 for 4 with runners in scoring position in this game with 2 left on base. Marlins are 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. They've left 6 men on base. Who would you surmise is probably winning this game, Hud?
Well, I have to say San Francisco. That's not the case.
Not at all.
Because this is a crazy game.
Giants have committed 3 errors. The Marlins lead 2-1 as Arise pops this fastball in the air outside of third. A long way to go for Jimenez, and that's foul. Time now to take a look at our Verizon reliable performance, and Max Meyer has been as reliable as they come for the Marlins this season. Look at this. Wins to start a season without a loss in franchise history. Livan Hernandez with 9 and 97. Max Meyer is tied with A.J. Ramos and Dontrell Willis with 7 wins to start the season without a loss.
No, I love digging into things like that, and of course being there when Livan was called up on June 15th. That was really when things turned around for Jim Leyland and the World Championship Marlins in '97. But his first loss of the year was to the Giants.
How about that?
And he went 7 innings, gave up 1 unearned run, and lost the game 1-0.
Max Meyer disgusted with himself after the leadoff walk. There's AJ. We had some of his career video and highlights in the pregame show. It's been such a nice treat to have AJ around the building. He was a fan favorite, man. Here's Eldridge. Speaking of throwback Marlins, it was this day in Marlins history that Miguel Cabrera made his major league debut, and he hit his first of 511 career homers. June 20th, 2003. Eldridge, bouncer, right side. Edwards has got it, spins and fires, not in time. It was really close. Some fancy footwork by Stowers. That chopper was similar to Owen Casey's last night. And the Giants have the first 2 men aboard here in the third.
Yeah, that's just well placed. A great effort by Xavier Edwards. And I loved watching Kyle Stowers, how quickly he was able to get back to the bag to know that he might receive that throw. The throw was a little bit offline. It'll be an infield base hit. Saw Kyle today, and I said, how you like playing over at first base? And he just had a big smile. He loves it over there.
Nothing and 1 the count on Matt Chapman.
This has been one of those games where you really have to keep your eye on things. All kinds of stuff's happening.
Well, each and every time the Marlins seemingly score, the Giants bounce back. Can Max Meyer end this threat here in the third? Long way to go. His 0-2 to Chapman. He's flown to shallow left. Otto Lopez is going out. He's the only one with a play. And there's one away. Let's take a look at some Major League Baseball news and notes. The Miz is human. He lost to the Braves last night. He allowed more earned runs last night in his start than he'd had in his previous 8 combined. Cam Schlittler became the youngest Yankee with 13 strikeouts and no walks in a game. And Tarek Skubal was okay in his second outing since his return from the injured list. He and the White Sox kind of got into it in that game. Not sure if you've seen that video. They were barking at each other. Skubal's very fiery.
Oh, yeah, he is.
If you holler at him, he's going to holler right back. The question is, what uniform will he be wearing in 6 weeks from now when he's hollering at guys?
By the way, in that Yankees game against the Reds, this guy's putting on a year to be the MVP in the American League. Ben Rice hit a home run, a couple of RBIs.
He's kind of carrying the Yankees right now in the absence of Judge. One and one on Devers. Tap softly to first. Stowers' only play is the step on the bag. Both runners will advance, but Myers got his second out of the inning.
Having had the opportunity to play both first base and the outfield, you just always seem more involved when you're over at first base. More action. Get to talk to a lot of guys. Come down there.
I think he's looked so good at first.
He has. And he's enjoyed it.
He's got the body for it. You lefties are pretty good over there. Here's Jung-Hoo Lee. It's the guy you got to get right here. But you think you kind of got to be careful because Adames is on deck. Kind of like a double-edged sword. Now you're ahead of Lee, but again, you can't just throw one right down the middle. Doubled and scored in the second. The series finale tomorrow afternoon at 1:15. What do you think about when you see those two logos side by side, the old Florida Marlins F and the Giants?
I like them. I got a nice pin of that old logo, World Series pin.
Be nice. Rocking that teal top tomorrow.
Yeah, right now Max Meyer trying to find the command. He doesn't have the command of a few pitches, mainly the slider. He's staying with it. I'll give him credit for that, but just doesn't have the command that we've seen him have in the past. That's why that pitch count's up to 56.
Meyer with the 3-1, and Lee rips it foul. I have to tell you, when I see those two logos, I think Kevin Brown in the no-hitter, right?
Yeah, well, the other thing, and I think Jeff Conine. I think Jeff Conine, throw to the plate. Pudge with the tag.
Throw out Jeff Kent? Was it Kent?
JT Snow.
Snow. Niners rocket to the plate from shallow left at the old football stadium. And a barrel roll by Pudge. 3-2. Oh, remember, the Giants don't walk a whole lot. They'll try to put the ball in play. Lee expanded the strike zone there on that fastball. You think that sets up here? Yeah,
Lee does the same thing that Luis Arraez does. When they get to 2 strikes, they'll expand it, they'll swing, but they'll hit pitches out of the zone for base hits.
Pitch number 7 coming, and Lee pops it up. Shallow center. Marcy's got it. The Giants leave 2 in scoring position here in the 3rd. After 2.5, Marlins lead 2-1. Nice little escape job by Meyer. A lovely day here in South Florida. Bottom of the third inning. That scoreboard is brought to you by Werner Hoffman, Greg and Garcia. Kind of a nutty game here today. Maybe the nuttiness will continue on Monday against the Rangers. Monday till Wednesday, bring the crew out to the ballpark. Take advantage of some fan favorite deals like $1 kids tickets. Marlins 4 for $44 offer. Get yourself 4 tickets plus hot dogs, popcorn, and drinks. Go to marlins.com/tickets. Just listening to that Rangers-Padres game on the radio on the way home last night. When Casey leads off the last of the third. Look at your RBI leaders this season. This is our Toyota trend today. How about Owen Casey with 40 homers, and this is among rookies. Sal Stewart has a couple of hits today and 6 RBIs against the New York Yankees. Reds winning 10-2.
Yeah, the Reds, he quieted down a little bit. Sal Stewart did, the South Florida kid, after he left here, but starting to pick things up.
Owen Casey has a blistering summer. He's going to be right there in contention for the National League Rookie of the Year when it's all said and done.
Just got under it.
And a little off the end of the bat. You could tell and you could hear he was not happy. Lee's got it, one away, and now a quick word from Doral Kia.
Take advantage of a Pricito now on all of your favorite new Kia models. Like a new Kia K5, Sportage, Sorento, Soul, and more.
So when you were listening to that Rangers-Padres game, were you listening to Jesse Agler or Eric Nadel?
Eric Nadel.
Hall of Famer.
He's a terrific radio play-by-play guy for the Rangers. You know, it's crazy. When I first started with the Marlins in 2013, Jesse Agler, who I really look up to, he does an amazing job with Padres radio, and he learned under Ted Leitner. It was Jesse that sent it to me for Marlins on Deck on the radio side when he was the host of the radio show The Finsiders. Jesse's a South Florida native. Oh, Jimenez gets hit. I tell you, McDonald's having a whale of a time, and he's got no command of anything today. He's kind of skating by here a little bit, Hut.
I'm a little worried, Kyle. Look where Jesse's gone, and look where you are.
Oh, you're not kidding. I was hoping you weren't going to bring that up.
Yeah, this two-seamer just gets away. When it gets in that area, you really can't move at all. And Jimenez just takes it for the team.
Another base runner for the Marlins. They have left 6 men on base through 2 innings at the plate. They're 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position, and they have 1 hit. McDonald's walked 3, hit 2. It's been catcher's interference. McDonald's got an error himself. Devers has an error. Makes you feel exhausted. Here's Joe Mack, who's 1 for 1. Ball 1. You had kind of mentioned after Joe singled earlier in the game, I think we all kind of feel like he's really settling in. It's pretty evident by his .342 batting average in 13 games this month coming into this one today. He's got total control of the strike zone at the plate. A wonderful arm behind it. He's ahead of the count here. And he stings that to second. That's a double play. Jimenez got caught too far off first. Double play ends the bottom of the third. It's still 2-1 Marlins after 3.
Good cocktails.
Top of the fourth, scoreboard brought to you by FPL. Marlins leading the Giants 2-1. Giants out hitting the Marlins 4-1. Kiddos at the ballpark, a little cotton candy. Great crowd here today. Great crowd at the ballpark. I really do hope that South Florida is starting to take notice of these Marlins playing good baseball.
It's a good day for cotton candy at the ballpark today, I think.
It's a really nice crowd, Hot. Love the Flanagan's jerseys. Oh. Will's got the Flanagan's towel and camera cover going. Sometimes they say Marlins.tv.
Now Will's just waiting for the ribs.
Will's a guy that's taken down a few ribs. Willie Adames leads off the top of the fourth on an appeal. They say he did not go. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Willie Adames. There's your Giants in-game box score. Adames 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Just a weird ball game to date. What knocked him off the plate. What do you make of Max Meyer's outing so far?
I was just getting ready to say we have 2 pitchers that just don't have command, and that's where Max's issue is. You know, velocity, all that's okay, but just not commanding the slider, the sweeper, even the 4-seamer.
So you have 2 pitchers lacking command. It's going to be a battle of who has just a touch more.
Then it'll be a battle of the bullpens because both pitchers are running out of a number of pitches. See Max already in the 60s.
He's thinking, I just want to get through 5, give myself a chance to win. Slider backed up over the inside corner, right on the top rail as well. Kind of a perfect offering from Meyer, and I'm not sure that's where he intended to throw that slider. So 3-2 on Adames. Here's the pitch. Got to clip the mound. That's caught. All right, let's turn back the clocks. June 20th, 2003. Miguel Cabrera making his major league debut.
Extra innings, straightaway center field, and those who stayed for the game, they saw a little bit of history made, the beginning of history.
First homer of 511 for the 2-time MVP Miguel Cabrera, who is nearing his time to pay a nice long visit to Cooperstown. He retired in 2023. By the way, Adames lined out softly to second. From our vantage point, it kind of came off his bat where it almost looked like he lined it off the top of the mound and it skipped Edwards, but no, it was a soft line out. It's 4 in a row retired by Meyer, who's struggling to get through it today, but he's doing a nice job. Schmidt hits that a mile to center. Marcy's going back onto the warning track at the wall, and that's gone. Casey Schmidt has tied this ball game at 2 here in the 4th. Sweeper had a lot of the plate.
Casey's been impressive in this series. Schmidt had a couple of hits last night, double. Tonight his first AB. And that straightaway, this shows how he's strong. Let that ball get deep on him. He was a 2-way player at San Diego State. He was a third baseman and their closer. So that tells you right there, a terrific athlete.
Well, that sweeper is the most often used pitch for Max Meyer, and that was the first home run that he has allowed on that sweeper this season. Schmidt ties it at 2.
And the 16 home runs for Schmidt, that's increases his club lead in that department. But I think we've seen sweepers that haven't been the sweepers we've seen early in the year from Max Meyer.
Now Drew Gilbert hits that deep to right center field. This is way back, and that's off the wall. Just missed the homer, and Gilbert stumbles into second safely with a stand-up 1-out double on the heels of the Schmidt homer.
Yeah, a lot of pitches that are getting a lot of the plate, and Gilbert gets his second hit. Bottom part of the order doing some damage. Schmidt 2 for 2, Gilbert 2 for 2.
That hit about halfway up the wall. So Gilbert's at second. He represents the go-ahead run here in the 4th, and here is Eric Haas, who struck out swinging on a slider in the 2nd. Sent foul back our way. 0-1 on Haas.
Eric Haas, I think you could say one of those journeyman catchers. His 16th year as a pro, not all of that in the big leagues. Been a backup for a good part of his career. Cleveland, Detroit, Milwaukee.
Parts of 8 major league seasons for Haas, who's playing in just his 21st game of the season today. Well, to your point, he spent nearly 8 years in the minor leagues before he made his debut. The footnote on Haas's career is he caught Spencer Turnbull's no-hitter in the Tigers' win in Seattle back in May of 2021. Something you could always take to the bank.
And by the way, for Max Meyer, these games like this, with what he's dealing with out there, they're a struggle. And this is something that Clayton McCullough talked about before the game. These are probably games he might not have been in there this long.
Right.
Might not have lasted this long, but he's battling.
Similar to that game in New York against the Mets. Swing and a miss. And he strikes out Haas on that slider. I have to wonder, Hut, if Eric Haas and Jacob Marcy ever ran into each other without knowing it in Detroit. Both grew up huge Tigers fans and would also and often go to games.
Never know.
Never know.
And when needed, all of a sudden making a good pitch with that slider.
Second time in this game that Meyer's gotten Haas on that slider. Nothing in one to count on Arise, who's 0 for 1. He walked in the third. So 1 out solo shot by Schmidt has tied this game at 2 here in the fourth. Arise so far hitless in the series. And he's behind the count, nothing in 2. Can Meyer make a really big pitch right here?
Well, he needs to. But a guy who's a tough out all the time, and someone who a lot of people don't think about, but Luis Arise in his career with runners in scoring positions, a .347 hitter.
He's a problem.
You know, you hear talk about where do you play a guy like Arise? Where do you hit him in the lineup? I think you could hit him fourth, because in his career he's always come up with big hits with runners in scoring position. That's a big sample size.
Yep,
too.
it is. He has been on a torrid stretch since his first batting title in 2022.
Well, most hits since 2022. Luis Arise with 850. Bobby Witt Jr. 810, and Freddie Freeman over 800, 803.
Little jam shot towards third, gets past Jimenez. Stopping it is Otto Lopez, and he may have just prevented the run from scoring. It's going to be a little bloop base hit for Arise. Obviously Gilbert not going to score, and there's first and third now.
Well, this base hit is a perfect example of his nickname, La Regadera, the sprinkler. Just kind of sprays it the other way. Great job by Otto Lopez. If this ball gets through, the run scores, but by knocking it down, he's thinking right there, I don't have a play at first base, just knock the ball down and keep it in the infield.
Moskos is going to have a conversation with Max Meyer. He's about to throw his 80th pitch of the game. You know, I was thinking about this with Arise, actually. He's in his 8th season. If he had 1,500 career hits, I might give him a chance if he played another 10, 12 years with that. He was the only guy, the other guy I could think about, kind of gets close to those 3,000 hits. I don't know the next guy that's going to do it.
Yeah, we were talking about Freddie Freeman.
Yeah,
who just went over 2,500.
Yeah, he's probably you know, after that
he's still 2.5 years away.
I was thinking, first thing I always look at with Luis Arise whenever we see him annually, I'm like, where's he at? How many's he got?
Where is he total?
Coming into today?
Career.
1121.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's amazing.
Isn't it? And here's Bryce Eldridge. First and third with 2 outs. What do you think Daniel Moskos was out there?
Well, I think part of it was just a little timeout to get him settled down. He's thrown a lot of pitches, and he's had stress every inning.
I will eat my words if need be, but I could darn near guarantee you Arise is not going to try to steal at second, because Joe Mack has already displayed he is willing to throw through with runners on the corners. And that's when he threw out Gilbert, and Arise is not nearly as fast as Gilbert. He bluffed over there at first, and Meyer misses up and away. I don't think the edict here would be careful with Eldridge, but now you may have to. It's 3-0.
Well, you have a right-handed bat on deck, but it's Matt Chapman. By the way, to put your 3,000 hits into perspective, I always used to tell people, if a hitter got 200 hits a year for 20 years, he'd still come up about 250 short of Pete Rose.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? It's unbelievable. It's crazy. 3-1. Eldridge fouls off that slider. Now the count is full, and now Luis Arraez will be on the move at first. Will Stowers play behind Arraez? It appears as if he will.
I think with left-handers, I talked to Clayton about that the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, with a right-handed hitter, they feel that the first baseman can hold the runner because most right-handers aren't going to hit the ball in that direction. But with a left-handed hitter, play behind the runner, you can cover a little bit more ground.
3-2 coming from Meyer to Eldridge. Arraez takes off in the pitch. A strike 3 call. Max strikes him out with a slider. The Giants leave a man in scoring position here in the 4th, but tied at 2. Well, to infinity and to the ballpark. Make sure you join us for Toy Story 5 Day tomorrow when the Marlins wrap up their series here against the Giants. A special ticket package includes your choice of an exclusive Woody or Buzz Lightyear jersey. Get your tickets at marlins.com/Toy Story. Kelly was modeling the Buzz and Woody jerseys for us in Philadelphia. Almost forgot for a moment where we just came from. But coming out to the ballpark tomorrow will be a fun family Sunday. What are we looking at here, boys? Whatever it was, there wasn't enough. Esteury Ruiz reached on the catcher's interference back in the 2nd. Takes a strike there from Trevor McDonald.
You know, speaking of mentioning Pete Rose last inning, he used to lead the league in that every year, just about reaching base on catcher's interference.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I've always thought, and maybe it's simply too difficult, I thought somebody was going to master the art of catcher's interference from an offensive perspective. Just do it constantly. It's obviously much easier said than done. I don't think somebody's going to spend too much of their day worrying about how to do that. They're all up here in big leaguers for a reason. Two here in the bottom of the 4th. 4 combined runs on 8 hits. Giants have committed 3 errors. McDonald's allowed 2 runs, but nothing earned. He's allowed just 1 hit through 3.
Yeah, it's amazing. Both pitchers have dealt with lots of traffic, lots of stress.
You go back a couple of innings ago, if you told me to begin the bottom of the 4th that Meyer would have substantially more pitches thrown than McDonald, I probably would have called you crazy, but that has quickly changed because Max Myers needed 84 pitches to get through 4 innings of 2-run ball. And Ruiz just got a piece of that sinker. That's his 3rd consecutive foul ball facing McDonald.
And in case you're wondering, we talked to Clayton McCullough before the game, and Clayton said that the bullpen was even though he had to use 8 guys last night, the bullpen was in pretty good shape. The only one he probably wanted to stay away from was Lake Bacher.
Yeah, we were looking at it during the half-inning break as well. Without saying names, here's the amount of pitches thrown last night. 17-9, 14-20, 17, 21-12. Bacher with 37, but the other 6 in decent shape. Ruiz is really hanging around here. It's the little things you don't think about. I've had managers over the years tell me, even if Ruiz gets out here, it might just make McDonald take his guard down a little bit with Marcy at the plate. He's working him so hard. If he finally gets him and exhales a little, Ruiz right now might just be helping Marcy, who's standing on deck.
Yeah, it's funny how that happens.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. You don't really think about that kind of stuff. Managers do. Oh, he got hit. McDonald has hit his third batter of the day. A lot of speed at first.
Reaching base twice on catcher's interference, then getting hit. So Ruiz doing his job, getting on base. And we'll see what Jacob Marcy, right off that elbow guard.
And Ruiz got hit last night off that elbow guard. And Craig was telling us just a little while ago about all the hit by pitches that the Marlins have piled up this year. All right, so now you got a lot of speed at first in a 2-2 game. Nobody out, leadoff man on. And Matt Chapman at third is even with the bag, maybe even a step onto the grass in case Marcy thinks about bunting.
Yeah, I don't like the sacrifice bunt here. When you have a guy that can steal a base, why give up an out?
Now, if you want Ruiz,
I want him to go.
Now, if Ruiz steals and there's not 2 strikes on Marcy, then maybe you think about dropping down.
Then
the
it's
bunt.
a possibility. Yes.
Marlins have manufactured a lot of runs this season. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Jacob.
Or if he gets to second base, Jacob Marcy can pull a ball
That's true too.
and get him over the
Trust
third
him
that
to
way.
put the ball in play. You're absolutely right. I guess at the very least, Chapman was letting Marcy know, standing at third, don't even think about it. And so far, Marcy has not. Very good changeup and a delayed steal by Esteury Ruiz, and the throw by Haas sails into center. Nobody in the ballpark except for Esteury Ruiz knew that he was going, and that is the 4th error of the day committed by the Giants, the 2nd by Haas.
I think he pulled off a delayed steal on the road trip too.
I think you're right.
And watching the games, he's got the perfect timing for it. You can see a little shuffle step, and then as soon as the ball gets to the catcher, he takes off, and at that time the catcher doesn't think there's a steal. So he doesn't get up and throw until late, and then he threw it away.
Not to be rude, but the Giants defense is awful here today. They've committed 4 errors. They started the day with 48. They're up to 52. And that one could prove to be very costly, because now the go-ahead run is at third with nobody out. Marcy at the plate, Lopez and Stowers to follow. Somebody's got to cash him in. Let's see if it's Jacob. Those lines for Flanagan's Fest wrapping around the ballpark. You got to get some of that Flanagan's food, man. Some rock and rib rolls, maybe a half rack. They doing full rack today?
I go with a half rack. Yeah, right there.
Good price point too. It's a local institution. You know, Wednesdays they do it. You buy a dozen wings, you get a pitcher for free. Doesn't have to be beer.
You got to work on getting Flanagan's up in Palm Beach County.
Well, you've announced you're not coming back next year, so maybe that's your next thing. Maybe, you know what, franchise one. Marcy hits that into center field sharply, a base hit, and that'll give the Marlins the lead here in the 4th. Big hit for Jacob Marcy, leading off in a pinch for the first time since May 4th, and he just knocked in his 19th run of the year.
You go back to his last at bat, a great sacrifice bunt, and then how crazy the game is, how it works out. Remember when we got the initial lineup, Liam Hicks was hitting leadoff, but because of a little stiffness in his back, he was scratched, and with the lineup change, Marcy gets in that #1 spot, comes up with a big base hit.
Nobody turns more double plays in baseball than the Giants. The Marlins have already stolen a couple of bases off of McDonald today. Haas has shown that he's a little shaky behind the plate. Now the question is, how long is Marcy going to wait to run with Lopez at the plate? Not going here, and Lopez bangs one towards third, past the diving Chapman into left.
All right, he's gotten to the century mark. That base hit for Otto Lopez, number 100. And there's a little substance to 100. First Major league players to 100 base hits over the years. The Marlins have had a couple of guys that do it. Otto Lopez becomes one. He's the first major leaguer to 100 hits this year. Luis Ariz did it in 23. D. Strange Gordon in 15. And Louis Castillo in 02.
Is your most hits in baseball this season. Otto's 100th is going to knock Trevor McDonald out of this game. A call to the bullpen. We'll be right back.
Attention, everybody.
Well, courtesy of DoorDash Hut, we've got a special delivery headed to the booth. It's only fitting because it's Flanagan's Fest here at the ballpark, and DoorDash is bringing us some fan favorites from Flanagan's. Get a taste of that celebration happening tonight. Otto Lopez with his 100th hit of the season, and as we take a look at our youth player of the ball game, how about young Dominic, who plays for the West Pines Optimists? And Dominic's favorite Marlin is Otto Lopez, and in just a few short years, Dominic wants to saddle up next to Otto on the Marlins infield.
Dominic could be another one of those to get to 100 hits.
He could.
Real fast.
Dream big, young man. Matt Gage, the lefty out of Johnstown, New York, is on to face Kyle Stowers. Stowers wants to drop down a bunt, wants to sacrifice himself here. 31st appearance of the season for Gage, who's got a 3.70 ERA. Marlins have retaken the lead here in the fourth. Clayton McCullough has encouraged his drives to drop down more bunts. Stowers takes a called strike. It's 1-1. I thought that's been very interesting of late, and Clayton's talked about it a lot. We have encouraged our guys to bunt more and more. Be very selfless. Move your teammates over. See if Stowers thinks about dropping down another. No. And there's ball 2 from Gage.
You know, sometimes it doesn't always work out this way. Sometimes you show bunt, you're a left-handed hitter. Now they think you're bunting, and you may get a good pitch to hit. Hasn't been the case in this situation so far with Kyle.
Ball 3. Kind of a rough day for McDonald. Oh, here we go. It's on its way, Hut.
I like surprises.
That bag looks a little too light. I hope there's a lot in there.
That's my bag.
That's okay. 3-1. Ball 4. And the Marlins have the bases loaded. Up a run here in the fourth with nobody out for Xavier Edwards. Not sure that's how Mr. Gage dialed up the first batter that he faces in this game.
No, now X can flip over to the right side.
Which might be his better side with that thumb.
That's right.
It's the left thumb that's bugging him, and that's now his bottom hand. He's actually been better from the right side this season. That was quite the opposite last year. Bouncer goes foul. 0-1 on X.
This is where you'd like to see a big base hit and open things up a little bit. Marlins had opportunities. You pointed out first couple of innings in bases loaded situations.
Coming into this inning, the Marlins were 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position today, with 4 men left in scoring position. Xavier Edwards is at the plate with the bases loaded. The pitch, that's high for ball 1. Don't forget, 7th inning stretch coming up. And make sure you join us for the stretch, brought to you by Celsius Energy Drinks. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Marlins trying to win another game at home to make it 7 in a row. The 1-1. Pop foul, 1-2. These aren't exactly your household names, but it feels like murder's row for those of us that have watched the Marlins all year. You don't want to face Edwards with the bases loaded, and since he's returned from AAA, Heriberto Hernandez is on deck. Not a guy I'd like to face either. Gage ahead of Edwards. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2-2. Three hits for the Marlins, 4 walks, 3 hit by pitches, 3 have reached on an error, 1 catcher's interference, a beer error. 2-2. Ground ball hit to shortstop. Adames with a little flip to a rise. The turn at first is in time. Tumbling is Edwards. No RBI. He knocks in a run. It's 4-2. And hopefully X is okay. Hit that bag in a very weird fashion. Take the run, though.
Yeah, he did everything he could to beat that out, and hopefully, and it appears that he's okay. But we've seen so many ankle injuries, knee injuries when guys try to extend a little bit that way.
A little slow to get up, but Marcy does score from third. It's a 2-run bottom of the fourth and a 2-run lead for Miami. Hopefully that was a little more embarrassing than it was painful for Edwards. So now Lopez at third with 2 outs. Here's Heriberto. The infield is back, and Heriberto takes a fastball on the inside corner for a strike.
Yeah, and the Giants, you just mentioned it, with all the double plays they turned, they were able to get what they wanted in that situation.
Is that their second double play turn? That's 75 double plays this year. Nobody has more in baseball. If you need a comparison there, for comparison's sake, the Marlins coming into the day had turned 52 double plays.
A lot of that's your pitching staff. Roop, who
Yes.
we saw last night, a sinker baller. Webb, the Marlins are going to see tomorrow,
100%.
sinker baller.
Absolutely. 1-1 to Hernandez. Low for ball 2. Heriberto walked in the first. Reached down a fielder's choice in the second. Marlins have 2 runs on 2 hits. Another Giants error here in the fourth. And there's Otto, who collected his 100th hit of the season here in inning number 4. You know, winds come in all shapes and sizes. We said that in the open, and this one is coming in all shapes and sizes today. Anything but clean baseball, but the Marlins will take a 2-run lead. Take them any way you can get them. 8 guys out of the bullpen last night, a 1-run win. You know, coming into this series, if you go back the last couple of years over these two teams' last 28 games played, Marlins had 114, Giants had 114. The numbers were nearly identical too. Offensive numbers, pitching numbers. Marlins winning last night and a chance to win the series here today. Make it 7 in a row here at the Lone Dome. Gage misses in the dirt for ball 3. Marlins trying to get back over 500 for the first time since they were 9-8 at the start of play on April 14th. How about a big 2-out base knock? High drive, left field, deep, and gone! That's one heck of a 2-out base knock, and a 2-run bomb for Heriberto. Hernandez makes it 6-2. Oh, baby.
Comes up big all the time. We talked about it, how he has hit since he's returned from AAA. And the other reason that was so big, at the time you had a close ball game, and the Giants were still in it. But all of a sudden, they're down by 4. The Giants were in it, and they haven't played well at all. They've played sloppy with all the errors and the hit batters. So that really puts things out of reach a little bit better. There's still a lot to go, but a big hit by Heriberto.
This was a towering fly ball.
Slider down and in, launch angle, get it up high, and get it deep.
Better be careful with Owen Casey, who swings and misses. Whew. It's up near the rafters. Coming right at you. 1-1. Soft liner into center, and a 2-out base hit for Owen Casey.
Owen Casey keeps having good ABs and swings against lefties. He may be in there a little bit more.
Big old smile on the face of Heriberto Hernandez, and another Marlins home run for healthcare. Brought to you by Leon Medical Centers. Each Marlins homer this season needs a donation to the League Against Cancer, delivering free care in South Florida. It is June 20th. The Marlins have fought back to get back to 500. They have a chance to win a series to get back over 500. I think the league took notice of the Marlins hut early in the year. And I'll say this, you better take notice of them now, because they're a scrappy bunch that loves to play ball.
Well, you and I have talked about it a lot. I think more teams and coaches and managers and front offices, broadcasters that watch our games, they're becoming aware that it's no pushover. These guys in that Marlins dugout play hard. They're going to go 9 innings. You're going to take it one way or the other.
Here is Leo Jimenez with Casey at first. The one thing that I have enjoyed so much about this Marlins ball club, oh baby, we're in the media elevator now.
Getting closer.
It's getting real close. The Marlins are not intimidated by anybody, because they have an identity. They're going to stick to it. They don't need to outslug you to win games. They'll take their hit by pitches. They'll run.
It's like they don't need to outslug you, but they have some slug.
Yep.
They don't need to steal bases all the time, but they can steal bases.
They are an absolute treat to watch. You know another thing, Hut, I think we've talked about this before, but it was very apparent to me last year in Clayton McCullough's ball club, the one that he runs. They will really stress out the big money teams that want to come to the ballpark and just play long ball all night long. See if we can beat you 6-4 and hit a bunch of homers. They just don't play that way. And they are a nuisance. And I mean that in the best of ways. They are hard to play, man. Leo waits on at 2-1. And now it's 3 balls and a strike.
That little kid that keeps showing up on the playground, he's a pest.
Right.
You know, he can play. He can play, and you want him on your team, but he's a pest.
Right. And you love him if he's on your team, and he's just a little rat if you're playing against him. It's just hard to beat him. 6 runs of support for Max Meyer this afternoon. Runner goes. Jimenez hits that fastball foul. That was Casey at first, who was taking off on the 3-1 offering. Max Meyer needs to take the boys out for dinner, Hut, because he is getting 6.26 runs of support through his first 15 starts.
He wants to go out there and get the 5th inning in.
Chance to stay perfect if he gets through 5. JT Brubaker, the one loosening for Tony Vitello. And this is a perfect example of what we're talking about. You got 4 runs. Jimenez could just strike out and this inning could be over, but he is not going quietly either.
Been a long time in there for Max too, though.
Yeah, what, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Marlins will take it. He'll take it. 6-2 Marlins lead. Casey at first. He'll take off. And another one goes foul. They are just wearing down the Giants pitching staff. Jimenez is the 8th Marlin to bat here in the 4th. Gage is the 2nd Giant to pitch today. I guess you can close the books on McDonald. 3 innings, 3 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. He committed an error. His ERA is up to 4.93. Yuck. Another 3-2 here to Leo. Off the end of the bat, and that is a foul ball. Just out in front of that slider was Jimenez. Casey just wants to score. He's halfway home.
I like that. He didn't round second base looking at the ball. He rounded knowing that there were 2 outs. He rounded second base full speed, and about halfway picked up Blake Lally, the third base coach.
He's smiling because he needs an inhaler. Bent over at the waist, hands on knees. So it'll be pitch number 9 from Gage to Jimenez. And there is ball 4. Oh, he hit him. Did he hit him? I think you might have hit him. It's the 4th hit batter by the Giants today.
And second time that Jimenez has been hit.
Good Lord. Oh, yeah. Ouch. Right on that back foot. Oh, man. Tony Vitello looks like he is steaming from the ears from what he has seen today. Back to his bullpen he goes. A pitching change break here on Marlins.tv.
Was a long way.
Well, here we go, Hut. It is on its way. DoorDash is an exclusive partner of Flanagan's, and on Flanagan's night here at the ballpark, these fans are not only being treated to rockin' rib rolls and delicious wings and a half rack of ribs, but a lovely fun ball game as well that currently sees the Marlins leading the Giants 6-2. Great crowd at the ballpark. Keep on coming out and supporting these guys. Marlins have scored 4 here in the 4th. Joe Mack is the 9th Marlin to bat. Brubaker replaces Gage, and his sinker misses outside to Joe for ball 1.
Well, it sends a statement to Gage, a left-hander who would have pitched to a left-hander, and Vitello brings in a right-hander.
He had seen enough. Joe singled and scored in the 2nd. Two and 1.
The Giants had to use 4 pitchers out of their bullpen last night, the way the game went, so they're not totally at full strength down there.
That one is yanked foul. We were talking with a Giants official before the game yesterday. I would say at the time, coming into this series, they had won a few games in a row. They weren't ready to pull the plug on this thing yet. In fact, they thought maybe a lot of what you've seen in the media in regards to the Giants being open for business was one final shot across the bow by Buster Posey to let that clubhouse know, you better go. Like, you better get it going. But the first 2 days here, Hut, it's a little rough around the edges, it would seem. Quite the wake-up call for Tony Vitello in his first season managing in the big leagues as well. As the 2-2 to Mack is lifted in the air to left field. He hit it pretty good. Schmitz going back onto the warning track, nearing the wall, makes the catch. It's a 4 spot here in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Marlins, who are playing a little long ball this afternoon, courtesy of Heriberto Hernandez, his 7th of the year. Big fella goes deep, and the Marlins lead 6-2 after 4. Well, we have been waiting for our DoorDash in Flanagan's order all day long, and it has finally arrived from deep right field here at Lone Depot Park. Here we go. How about this, Hut? Finally.
Took a while.
Thank goodness.
Hey, that's not good. That's good, though. DoorDash is usually pretty good, and I think they were on time today.
That was the expedited service.
I'm not going to tell you. We were talking about half racks and full racks.
Yes, sir.
I got my Flanagan's mug too, ready to go.
What do you got? I mean, feel free. Open things up. Smells great.
Just smell how. Just smell it. It's
wings.
great. Oh, it's outside. Wings and ribs. Oh.
Should we take a look in here? How about that?
Oh.
How about that for service, folks? Oh, the carrots are good. Is this another delivery going right to the TV truck? None for us?
Probably, yeah.
Our perfect crew?
Well, because we have to work up here, you know?
Get that camera a little closer, sir. Come here, please. Come here. Look at this. Come on. Oh, no, I guess they're telling him no. All right, never mind. Yeah, there you go. Come here, David. Oh, yeah, there you go. That's good camera work. Are we focused? Yes, sir. Outstanding. Thank you, guys. Thank you to DoorDash, an official partner of Flanagan's.
Flanagan's and DoorDash.
Which is lovely. I love Flanagan's. I think I actually be a very good spokesman.
I think we could do a good job, yeah.
A couple dozen wings on Wednesdays, couple pitchers of beer, stumble home, maybe one more for the ditch, and keep it moving as Max Meyer strikes out Matt Chapman on a sweeper. He is mowing guys down here today.
See, you like to see that sweeper come alive because it was the pitch the first 3 or 4 innings, the sweeper and the slider. He was using them. They weren't at their best. Probably the best way to put it. But it's been a battle, and I'll tell you what, Max Meyer will tell you this game has been a battle for him.
He will be tickled pink if he can get himself through 5 innings here with an opportunity to win this thing and improve to 8-0 on the year through 16 starts. You know, speaking of battling, I meant to talk to you about this earlier with Max, but this game's just been a weird one. So much of what we have heard about Max has been so far beyond like the mechanics of all this. Everything you hear from people is constantly he's just matured. He's grown up. He handles himself properly. Devers bounces one softly towards second. Edwards flips it to first in time. There's 2 out. You know what I'm saying? Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. And we talked about it a little bit before. Clayton has mentioned it. You talk about the physical things, the little change in arm angle, the success of the sweeper and the slider, the improved in more sweepers this year, all of that. But then you throw in the fact that mentally he's gotten himself just in the right spot. And he knows how to handle things where, as we said earlier, this game last year or any other time, he may not have gone this long in the game. He may have been out in the second or third inning.
Yep. And I think he would acknowledge that as well. 0-1 to Jung-Hoo Lee, missed outside. He's got a chance here to do something he's not done all day. He retired the side in order. Marlins with a 4 spot in the bottom of the 4th have opened this thing up a little bit, and Jung-Hoo Lee is waving because there's a ball in left center field. That's an official ball. That
yeah,
has
how'd
Mr.
that souvenir
Manfred's
get out there?
Name's stamped on it.
Oh, that's it.
Chances that young buck threw it, or that crew.
Yeah.
Now, how do you lose a ball from the Dominican Republic Beach Club? Slash foul. Oh, Sobe promos. We did something with that earlier. They were taking batting practice the other day when we were on the road.
So they've got some BP balls.
I noticed that, young man. A lot of gel. That's a lot of product. You have to be very careful. I'm trying to back off myself. I'm already thinning on top. He may be as well. 2-2. It's another ball that a batter has hit off their foot here today. Plenty of those.
I've been kind of holding my own in that department.
You are.
You know?
Aging like a fine wine. I really do. Your next act, I think you should open up a Flanagan's in Palm Beach County. I think you'd be great. Two. Chopper to first. Max will get over to the bag, but Stowers will take it himself. It's the first perfect inning of the day for Max. It comes in the 5th.
As he attempts to return after missing the better part of a couple of months. Should be in the lineup tonight in Durham. And if all goes well, guys, there's a chance I think that we could see Griff come off the injured list sometime either tomorrow or perhaps next week. He certainly is looking good, and the Marlins, of course, could use his bat. Back to you.
All right, Craig, thank you very much. That would be that'd be a really big get for the Marlins to get Griffin Conine back.
Yeah, I know Clayton's talked about that, getting him back. Be interesting to see how he's used. He's been playing a little outfield, a little first base as well. That
would necessitate a move, so we'll see what the Marlins choose to do when Griffin Conine
How about the fact that Max Meyer finishes his day with his one and only 1-2-3 inning?
A little reminiscent of the Mets start that we talked about. It's kind of a rough first as Ruiz drills that sinker to center, but Gilbert's got it measured for the first out. That's kind of that bulldog we've seen from Max, though. I mean, he's got a chance to win this sucker and improved at 8-0 on the year through 16 starts. During the break, big old bear hug from Papa McCullough.
That's a big one right there too. That's a big one right there.
That felt a little bit like you're the man. Hope you know how much you've grown up, and thank you for everything you did for us today, because that was kind of not a heroic effort, but certainly takes a special guy to do that.
I'll tell you another guy who appreciates what Max Meyer did today. Sandy Alcantara.
Oh yeah.
Daniel Moscas has to be proud as well.
Marcy fouls one off. Saw Yuri sitting next to Sandy. There has been no final determination, but there is a chance that his next start will not be of the rehab variety, and it'll be here in the major leagues with the Marlins. It could potentially be as soon as Wednesday. Could go opposite of Jacob deGrom, but again, nothing is final there. Marcy yanks one into right field. That's a base hit, and that is going to chase Lee all the way to the wall. Jacob rumbles into second. And guess what?
You were talking about it last night.
He's got a multi-hit game.
You're reading my mind. Got to go back to, wow, May 29th. But he has swung the bat so well. Even last night, his second AB lined out. So good to see him with a couple of rockets and also a beautiful sacrifice bunt in the second inning.
10th double of the season for Marcy. And indeed, first multi-hit game since the end of May. And now for Marcy, he is hitting 5 straight and 10 of 12. His on base percentage in the month of June is creeping up towards 400. It's probably right around 370 right now. And here's Otto Lopez, who collected his 100th hit of the season and scored a run in the 4th.
Tell you what, if Jacob gets a nice lead and jump, don't be surprised if he takes off.
Well, nobody has stolen third more this season than the Marlins. Ball 3 to Otto. The Giants just let him linger a little too long today, and their sloppy defense resulted in the huge bottom of the 4th. The crowd has erupted here at Lone Depot Park. They finally got that wave going.
Well, what a nice crowd.
It's great. This one makes it. This is what it's all about.
It's a good crowd, and they're seeing a fun game.
Yeah, they sure are. We'll need the same energy tomorrow. Look at this. Look at the wire cam following the wave. How good is this? Bouncer towards third, backing up Chapman. Real long throw to first in time. Marcy takes third on the throw. Well, don't miss Alumni Selfie Sunday presented by Leon tomorrow. Join us at section 205 on the Legends level from 140 to 240 and take photos with Marlins alum and the closer, AJ Ramos. Get your tickets at marlins.com/tickets. That was with Charles Johnson a couple of weeks back. Anything you want signed. Tomorrow is AJ. There's AJ.
How about AJ? 2016 had a 40 save season coming out of the bullpen.
Stowers drills a sinker to center. Gilbert retreating, and he made the catch. It's a heck of a grab by Drew Gilbert. Just saved a run for the Giants here in the bottom of the 5th. 5 in the books here at Lone Depot Park this afternoon. After 5, your score: Marlins 6, Giants 2.
At the Home Depot.
It's a real lively crowd here at Lone Depot Park this afternoon for Flanagan's Fest. They are rocking and rolling. That teal old throwback windbreaker. Top 6, Marlins leading the Giants by 4. You're in game 2 of this series. Willie Adames is going to lead things off. He'll be followed by Casey Schmidt and Drew Gilbert, who just made that terrific catch to end the last of the 5th. Tyler Zuber is on to pitch for the Marlins. Zuber pitched in the 6th inning of game 1 last night. Faced Adames, Schmidt, Gilbert, and Susac. So we talk all the time about these pockets and lanes. Guess we have figured out the lane and the pocket that Clayton McCullough wants Tyler Zuber to pitch in facing these Giants.
These are all scenarios too that aren't off the cuff decisions. They're planned out, where that slot is, where that pocket is.
The 0-1 to Adames. That's a wild swing and a miss there. So Max Meyer en route to potentially his 8th win of the season. It was 5 innings and allows 2 runs, 2 earned, 7 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. His ERA at 2.80 on the year. Ball 1 to Adames. Two and 2. Adames picked up his 1,000th career hit last night. 0 for 2 today, now 3 for 14 on this road trip with a couple of homers for San Francisco. Stung to short. Otto's got it. Bounces it to first.
Do it, Otto.
And a nice pick on the other end.
He actually picked that ball a little bit as it got past him. Watch this. Picked it as it was by him. Turns. Little short hop scoop over there by Kyle Stowers to complete the play.
And make no mistake that he intentionally skipped that ball over to first, and it was a nice clean pick for Kyle. There is Schmidt, who tied the game with a homer in the 4th, but since then it's been all Miami. Schmidt has a 394-foot double and a 414-foot homer in this game today. It's 808 feet of hits, just 2 of them. You could challenge that one if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Well, don't miss a moment this season with Marlins.tv, brought to you by Werner, Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia. Stream the entire season within Marlins territory. Watch games at home or on the go and stay connected all year long, subject to national exclusivities. Visit Marlins.tv for details and start streaming today. Schmidt hits that one foul.
Hey, watching Tyler Zuber, he's got a live arm. And it's one of those things, the ball looks like it really jumps on hitters. It's not 98, not 99, but it gets there.
The journeyman right-hander fires a 2-2. Hasted foul again. (6-2) Marlins. We're in the 6th. Miami trying to make it 7 straight home wins here today and win another series. Marlins have done a very good job of winning series. Since their season-long 5-game losing streak in late May, the Marlins have started June by winning 4 of 5 series. And now Zuber strikes out Schmidt with a slider.
It's funny how guys can find it. And I'll let you go ahead and do your spot. And then I'll finish my thought about Tyler Zuber.
The Home Depot working on a win. Marlins working on another today. There's your Lone Depot Park win streak since 2012. This one could tie the boys in 2014 and 2023.
Hey, you mentioned Tyler Zuber as a journeyman, a little bit with Kansas City, Tampa Bay, a game with the Mets. But you know, sometimes guys find it a little bit later.
It's kind of like you add that up with the job that Daniel Moskis and his crew have done with all these pitch shapes and pitch design sessions and targeting what guys could do better and implementing it quickly. It's all coming up gold right now for the Marlins as Gilbert swats that fastball foul. Daniel's done a great job. It is innovative. I know it's unique. I think it was a little off-putting to some at first, like, what are the Marlins doing? Well, I'll tell you this, a lot of teams have taken notice, and now a lot of teams are implementing a lot of the same unique, weird things the Marlins were doing going back to last year.
I think a lot of teams might be trying it behind closed doors.
100%. 100%. And the Marlins have not been scared to do it publicly facing, I guess you could say. So good for them. Gilbert made a great catch there then the 5th. Big time rob Kyle Stowers. There's Michael Peterson loosening. If and when he pitches today, he'll be looking for a bit of a bounce back effort. He got hit hard last night. Zuber with a 2-2. Fastball hit in the air, left center, and Heriberto cuts off Marcy to make the catch. Perfect 6 for Tyler.
And welcome back to Lone Depot Park here in Miami, where the Giants are trailing the Marlins and having a hard time today, 6-2. A Tartan Army takeover is coming Monday to Lone Depot Park. The World Cup, of course, is in South Florida, and the fans of Scotland have decided to make Lone Depot their destination of choice on Monday night, folks. Come out to the game and catch all the fans from Scotland who will be in attendance. Supposed to be a huge crowd, fellas, on Monday night. Scotland will take on Brazil Wednesday at Miami Stadium at 6 p.m. Eastern. They'll be here on Monday.
All right, Craig, thank you very much. Bottom of the 6th inning scoreboard brought to you by Werner, Hoffman, Gregg, and Garcia. Marlins leading game 2, 6-2. I believe thousands of Scottish folks will begin their parade from Ball and Chain right down the road on Calle Ocho. And they're going to walk to Lone Depot Park while singing and dancing and cheering as Edwards grounds out to begin the 6th. Just want them to know they should have some coolers and some cold waters handy because it's going to be a little toasty.
It'll be toasty. They'll be wearing their Scottish kilts. So that'll.
Us too.
Yeah. Really?
No. Should put Billy in a kilt.
They'll be watching us to learn a little bit about this American sport they've heard about called baseball.
Well, they've already warmed up with visits to Fenway and Yankee Stadium. Yep. And unbelievably, all these folks are coming over. They've never watched baseball before. They're going to watch the Texas Rangers play twice. That was the first game they took in at Fenway. So they're probably thinking, oh, the Rangers kind of just, they're the only team.
They
and
play
they just,
everybody.
Yeah. Rangers and the Padres are tied at 3 in the top of the 8th inning in Arlington today.
Boy, what a big home run.
Oh, gosh.
From Roberto Hernandez back in the 4th inning. It didn't put things out of reach, but it put that dagger in a little bit further.
Yeah, stuck the knife in a little bit deeper and started to twist it a little bit. He checked his swing. He did. So the homer by Hernandez means that he has now hit in 12 of 14 games here in June. And again, that batting average is very, very close to 300 in 16 games over his last 16 games. Oh, it's quite the sinker there from Brubaker, and he strikes out Hernandez looking. I have that right? Is that really just the second strikeout of the day for the Giants?
That is correct.
Wow.
McDonald had one. Gage didn't have any.
And McDonald's strikeout was the first batter of the game. Marcy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Had more hit batters than strikeouts. I like the way Owen Casey is approached, the way he's been swinging the bat lately.
What about it?
Aggressive. When he gets that good pitch to hit, well, he lets it fly. And I think he's concentrating on contact.
He said after the ball game last night, he was asked, what was your favorite part of the night? You know what his answer was? The lefty on lefty sac fly.
The sac fly. That's right.
I was like, they got a good one.
He got a base hit off the lefty Gage.
Right.
In this one.
Wasn't the blistering homer. It was getting the job done with the sac fly as he takes ball
Good
3.
take there.
Again, I don't think that's a pitch he's taken 4 weeks ago. I think he's getting comfortable. Casey walked with the bases loaded in the first. Got his 40th run of the season knocked in, you could say. Singled in the fourth. He's been on base twice. He's ahead of the count 3-1. Got a decent offering to hit there, but that sinker from Brubaker has a lot of run on it.
Really tailed away. Yeah, that's a tough pitch to when you're geared up and you know you're going to get a 4-seamer or a 2-seamer. It's tough to lay off that one.
And I would imagine for a lefty, that thing probably looks like it's center cut until the very last second, right? Jimenez, who's been hit twice, is on deck, and the 3-2 missed inside for ball 4. Third time today that Owen Casey has been on base after he was on base 3 times last night. Now, speaking of hit by pitches, Jimenez has been hit twice today. The last time the Giants have hit 4 or more batters in a game, you have to go back to May of 2019 versus the Cincinnati Reds. You know who could have been on that Cincinnati team in 2019 without looking? Derek Dietrich, who used to love getting hit by pitches.
He lived for that.
He lived for it. Now I have to check. Could be dead wrong. There goes Casey. Here's a throw to second. That one sneaks into center. Casey doesn't know where it is. He'll be content with a stolen base, and that'll be his 4th of the year. Marlins still running up 4 here in the 6th. No time to waste.
It's almost like Owen Casey said, all right, if you're going to give me that nice lead and big jump, I'll go ahead and take it. It's always one of the things that I did dislike about the head first slide. If that throw goes into right center, you don't know where it is.
Derek Dietrich was on that Cincinnati 2019 team. Now we got to see if on May 6th he was one of the Reds who were hit by a pitch.
I would be willing to bet he was.
May 6th. No, he didn't play. Dang it. I got the year though. It was his only year in Cincinnati. 1-2 missed outside. It's the 15th time this season the Marlins have 3 or more stolen bases in a game, and when they steal 3 or more bases in a game, they're 10-5 on the year. And strike 3 is called on Jimenez. No challenge. We played 6. It's 6-2 Miami. Miami Marlins baseball is brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito. And by the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. Earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply. Saturday night in the Magic City. It's a bit of a magical season here at home for the Marlins, who are on the verge today to improving to 25-16 in 7 straight here at home if they can take down the Giants here in game 2, and they got a good chance. Zuber worked a perfect 6th, and he's back out there in the 7th after throwing just 16 pitches in the 6th. His 0-1 to Haas is strike 2, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, and I think that decision was made because of the way he worked. We saw Michael Peterson warming up, so thinking he might have come out here, but I think that depended on how Zuber worked last inning, and it was a good one.
Could be a one-batter assignment. There's a lefty loosening, and you got a pair of lefties on deck and in the hole. Clayton likes to do that.
And Michael still is kind of.
Is he lingering?
I think he's lingering out there.
Hovering. Cade Gibson loosening. Zuber with a 1-2. Let's see. He has missed with 2 consecutive sliders. I think Haas might chase if he throws another.
Yeah, he does.
Okay. See ya.
That was a sweeper. Close enough.
That was Anthony Bender-esque.
Started off middle of the plate and ended up off the plate.
And here comes Clayton McCullough. Zuber will exit. Gibson will enter. More on that when we return.
Kevin Hart here to tell you all about.
Oh, we thought Cade Gibson was a bit of an unsung hero for the Marlins last night. Inherited a couple of runners in the 6th inning, left him on base, and it worked an inning and 2/3 time.
Yeah, it came on in that 6th inning, got Luis Arias grounded. Then had a nice 1-2-3 7th inning, picked up the win. So job well done last night by Cade Gibson in his inning and 2/3.
4 up and 4 down for Tyler Zuber. Gibson relieves him with nobody on and 1 out, leading by 4 here in the 7th. 11th appearance now this season for Gibson. We'll be having a hard time hearing the pitch count with a big crowd on hand today. Here's Arise. Arise grounded out facing Cade Gibson in the top of the 6th inning last night. Luis Arise has faced 6 different pitchers in this series. We're in the 7th inning of game 2. Carves that foul, nothing at 2.
Our number 1 in baseball all-star every year statistician John Chimchak came up with an amazing one, because we were talking before the game about how so many hitters face nowadays compared to years ago. And he really looked in deeply and found out that Stan Musial faced Warren Spahn 380 times.
380
times. Oh yeah, and by the way, the Hall of Famer, both of them Hall of Famers. It's 17 home runs, a 318 average, and a 993 OPS.
Unbelievable.
And I thought at quick check we found out that currently the one hitter that Justin Verlander has faced the most, I believe, is Alex Cora, 112 times. That's
really
it. That's it.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah. So it's a different game. You're not seeing the same guy all the time. And that's why you really put in perspective the fact that Otto Lopez is hitting near 340.
Yeah, Alex Gordon, 98 at bats against.
Alex Gordon or Cora? Was it Gordon?
Gordon.
Okay,
Alex Gordon.
Alex Gordon.
A fun trivia for you then. Who has faced Justin Verlander the 2nd most times in their career in terms of at bats? Shin Soo Choo faced him 96 times. The 3-2 to Arise is low for ball 4. Now make sure you celebrate 250 years of America with the Fightin' Fish. Join us on Saturday, July 11th at 4:10 for the USA 250th celebration presented by Budweiser. Catch the Marlins against the Guardians and take home an exclusive USA 250 jersey ticket package Get your tickets at marlins.com/USA.
There's probably somebody that has faced Max Scherzer a lot.
Stand by.
As well. See, I threw that out there.
Stand by. Making me work for it today, huh? Well, you know who you saw the most.
Tom Seaver.
Certainly. You're not going to believe this one for Max Scherzer. Asdrubal Cabrera. You know who has seen him the third most times? This would make sense. JT Realmuto.
Okay.
Yeah. Didn't Scherzer and Verlander both just get scratched, or one's been pushed back on the IL?
More hamstring issues, I believe, with Verlander.
Yeah.
And yeah, Scherzer the same thing.
Those two are hanging on for dear life, aren't they?
Step away. Step away. Time to step away.
Not easy. It's so hard for these guys to do it, Hot. It's so hard. And Verlander really doesn't want to because he's knocking on the door of 300 wins.
Yeah, but he's still a relatively long way away.
I know. I think he's going to do it. Somebody keeps giving him a shot, but he's got to be healthy. Swing and a miss. Good slider from Gibson. And now a quick word from Werner Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia.
Winning doesn't just happen by accident. At WHG, we know every case is earned before you ever step inside the courtroom. WHG, preparation wins.
That was a good comeback, by the way, for Cade Gibson after the walk to Arise to strike out Eldridge.
Verlander 34 wins away. Ugh.
That's 3 years away, though.
And he's 43 years old.
Yeah.
And he can't stay healthy.
And he doesn't throw a knuckleball.
Give it time.
It's like Phil Niekro lasted so long.
Give it time. Imagine if Verlander reinvents himself, pitches till he's 45, and his elusive 300th win comes courtesy of a newfound knuckleball. That'd be something.
I believe Phil Niekro's 300th win came as a member of the Yankees. He was pitching for the Yankees.
Niekro go to the Hall, 1997. Tristan Beck loose inning in the bullpen for San Francisco. Got a lot of steam to it, but that goes foul. Faced Niekro 18 times.
I did not have good success against him.
No, but I think it's so cool that you face some of these guys. You put the ball in play. You just couldn't get your hits.
Yeah.
Your ball misses high. I love the era you played in because there's just so many wonderful pitchers in particular. I love to always look at some of the guys you face. Just amazing to me.
Fergie Jenkins, fun to face. I say fun because he threw strikes.
That's another great name. It just makes me smile when I think about that. Bob Gibson, Fergie Jenkins, Don Sutton. He faced them all. 3-2 coming from Gibson to Chapman. That is stung to short, but right at Lopez. Marlins strand a man here in the 7th, and it's time to go to the stretch. Brought to you by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Welcome to the stretch, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks. What a wacky game here this afternoon with a good crowd on hand at Lone Depot Park. I'm Craig Minervini. What did you think about the Giants' decision to pitch to Heriberto Hernandez with the lefty? Mr. Owen Casey on deck. Of course, he did have a big hit in the game yesterday and big at bats even against the lefties, but it's Hernandez who's been very hot for the Marlins with 2 outs in the 4th. A tremendous blow made it a 6-2 Marlins lead. If you look at the numbers going back to late May, 18 games, Heriberto Hernandez hitting .322 with 6 homers, and in June alone, those numbers, the OPS over .960 with 5 homers and 10 RBIs. Let's get back to Marlins baseball after this quick break It's provided by Celsius.
Good. We get social real quick. Come on, bro. Let's go.
All right, Craig, thank you very much. We will chat with you and AJ Ramos shortly on the postgame show, and hopefully it'll be another winning postgame show. Terrific crowd on hand here at Lone Depot Park this afternoon. Joe Mack is set to lead off the bottom of the 7th, and yes, a wild and wacky ball game today. You know, Craig brings up a good point. I didn't really think about it in the moment. Gage facing Hernandez with the lefty Casey on deck. So they go lefty-righty, and could have opted to go lefty-lefty, and maybe then Clayton pinch hits for Casey. It's kind of interesting. I didn't think about that in the moment.
There's a lot of things that you and I don't think about in the moment. That's why we're not managers.
Ain't that the truth? Joe Mack is 1 for 3 today. Here's another guy hitting .340 in 14 games this month. That's a fair ball and a slow roller to first. Devers collects it. He'll take it to the bag himself. 1 up and 1 down. I mentioned this in the open. Hadn't really talked about it a whole lot. With Joe Mack really coming around and Owen Casey looking a lot more comfortable. And Marcy's getting his hits. You had those guys with the Lopez's and the Stowers and the Edwards. And Hernandez going the way he is. This lineup really is lengthening. It's
yes.
Looking nice.
It's like part of you said, okay, if the lefties are swinging the bat well, then get them in the lineup. Well, you can't have all lefties in a lineup against a left-handed pitcher, especially some tough guys. You think of like a guy like a Chris Sale, somebody like that.
Right.
So it's good to see the guys like a Ruiz or like a Jimenez, certainly Hernandez, the right-handed bats. It's good to see those guys swinging the bats well, because as you pointed out, it lengthens everything.
Might stay in play here for Devers. Then he makes a terrific grab, leaning over the railing for out number 2. Really nice play by Rafi Devers.
Looked like he was grabbing for another piece of bubble gum.
Him in the first base situation was very contentious in Boston.
Yeah.
That'll make Ron Washington happy, I would imagine. Kind of crazy what happened in Boston, because the Red Sox trade Devers because Bregman was playing third. So they trade Devers. That trade hasn't worked out as Marcy takes a strike. And then you lose Bregman to Chicago.
They don't sign Bregman, and he ends up in Chicago.
And Craig Breslow is he's hearing it. Red Sox are dead last in the American League East, 30 and 43.
Wow.
Ground ball towards third. Chapman's got it to his feet, throws out Marcy to retire the side. We'll go to the 8th, still 6-2 Marlins.
Life.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Miami Marlins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Miami Marlins. Beautiful night here in South Florida. Terrific night brewing inside of Lone Depot Park, where we go to the top of the 8th inning and the Marlins are leading 6-2. Such a lovely ballpark, such a great shot. So awesome when it's lively in here and there's a good amount of fans. Ah, so good. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Devers slaps that foul.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out here with us and for those hanging out in front of us.
Yes.
Yeah, it just makes it a lively place, and I guarantee it, having been a player, it's special for players when you've got a nice crowd behind you
Gibson misses upstairs with a sinker. Great look at this nice crowd today from our wire cam operated by Robert. He has not crashed that thing yet this year. It's just really remarkable. Behind every good wire cam is a terrific operator, Hut.
And Robert doesn't. He flies without a net. He didn't have a safety net.
Nothing.
Look at that.
Never gets hung up or anything. Just remarkable. That's hit really well to left. Back onto the warning track as Hernandez was in room, and he's got it for the first out.
That would have been over the green monster.
Sure would have. Well, make sure you join us tomorrow at 1:40 when the Marlins take on these Giants one final time in 2026 for Father's Day. First 7,500 dads 21 and older receive a special Father's Day hat presented by Blue Moon. Get your tickets at marlins.com/tickets. There's the teal cap, but you get the all black cap with the teal rope in the old school Florida F tomorrow with the Blue Moon patch off to the side. Thanks to Blue Moon for hopping on board for Father's Day. Happy early Father's Day, Hut. I'll make sure I wish you happy Father's Day tomorrow.
Well,
don't
I
want to
appreciate
forget.
it. Thank you.
Oh, this guy can hit. Went upstairs, got that curveball, and Jung-Hoo Lee has another extra base hit. He'll settle for another double. It's his third double in the series. He's 2 for 4 today. Otto Lopez is probably out there saying, knock it off, man. You're running me down.
Yeah, he jumps on mistakes. That breaking ball hung up. And you're right. He can hit. We've talked about him and Arise. In some ways, they're similar, but in some ways, they're not. He's a different hitter, Lee is.
Clayton McCullough takes the ball from Cade Gibson. There's his KBO numbers for Lee. Rookie of the Year in 2017, MVP in 22, won 5 Gold Gloves, was an All-Star 6 times, 2-time batting champ, and a 2-time playoff MVP. He's got a couple of doubles today, 3 in the series. That double will knock Cade Gibson out of the ball game. We'll have more from Lone Depot Park when we return. Your Good Greek Moving and Storage Major League Baseball roster move today. A couple of stars are on their way back. Francisco Lindor is rehabbing with the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, and Ellie De La Cruz has started the rehab assignment with the Louisville Bats. Right hamstring strain for De La Cruz, a left calf strain for Lindor. Mets have been without Lindor and Soto pretty much all season long because Soto had the calf. Then as soon as he came back, Lindor got bit by the calf. They take on the Phillies tonight, the Mets do. Peralta versus Sanchez, good matchup.
Yeah, Met fans are looking forward to having Lindor and Soto in the lineup at the same time.
The 0-1 to Adames from Anthony Bender is a strike. I have to say, I grew up near Binghamton. I remember I forced my dad to take me to watch one of Billy Wagner's rehab assignments when I was younger.
Was he throwing some gas?
Yeah, I got to stand next to the bullpen and watch him. It was fun. 1-2 the count on Adames. Big arm coming in out of the bullpen for Miami. And Bender is going to make light work of Adames, who pops out to Lopez for out number 2. Bender just ate him up for lunch.
He's had 3 sweepers. It's almost, his sweeper is so good, he can almost say it's coming.
I agree.
Okay, I'm going to throw you 3 sweepers. Here you go.
32nd appearance of the season for Bender, who's got that sub-3 ERA. Here is Schmidt, who's 2 for 3 with a double and a homer. I think he might see a few sweepers. There's the first. Well, they say that was the slider.
Yeah, that was more of a slider.
A little bit tighter.
Yeah, a little tighter.
More velo.
Yeah. A little tighter, a little more downward break. The sweeper's more horizontal.
There you go. 1-1.
See, this is more horizontal.
As far as I'm concerned, it got the corner. Schmidt waits on a 1-1. Tags it pretty well to center, sending Marcy back onto the warning track at the wall, and it's off the top of the wall. Schmidt hustling into second. The throw's not in time. And Lee scores from second on the 2-out double by Schmidt, who's having his way with the Marlins in this series. 3 for 4 today. He was 2 for 4 last night. All 3 hits today are extra base hits.
He has been impressive. 2 doubles, a home run today. Leads their club in home runs. There's that sweeper, but not the sharpness that the other ones had, and it also got more of the plate. Good job by Jacob. As soon as he realized he wasn't going to catch that ball, you see how he just kind of stopped his feet so he could play the carom off the matting.
Here was Lee scoring. He was kind of hopping. Ooh, he's like, whoa, baby, I got to hurry. Saw him kind of limp across the plate, but he just had to turn on the jets. Gilbert takes a sinker for a strike. So Bender allows the inherited runner to score, which will be tagged to Gibson, whose final line is as follows: an inning, a hit, a run, earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. One's across the board for Gibson. Now Schmidt with 2 more RBIs today. He's got 41. Gilbert is 2 for 3 with an RBI single in the second, a double in the fourth, and a line out to left. That was in the sixth. He's behind on Bender, 0-2. Try the backdoor sweeper.
I think sometimes you get a little too used to that sweeper, so I think Anthony has to work in that fastball.
Maybe a sinker right here.
Yeah, keep the hitters honest.
He threw a sweeper and he bangs it into left. Stopping at third is Schmidt. And just like that, the Giants will bring the tying run to the plate here in the 8th.
6 hits between Schmidt and Gilbert near the bottom of the order. There's that sweeper. Stayed down, not bad. Just a good approach and a good swing by Gilbert.
Three-hit afternoon for Drew Gilbert. And we're going to get a pinch hitter here for San Francisco. This will be the 24-year-old out of Venezuela, Victor Berricoto. Tough assignment, but Haas was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, and Daniel Moscas is going to go chat with Anthony Bender about how they'd like to approach Berricoto, who's a rookie in his first season. This is a guy with power too. You got to be very careful with Berricoto. Next telecast tomorrow on the air at 1:15 for the finale. Marlins hoping it'll be an opportunity to go for a series sweep. Father's Day Sunday, Teal Sunday. Come on out. Come out to the ballpark. Go to marlins.com/tickets.
Yeah, Berricoto caught their attention last year between AA and AAA. Was solid, and then had a terrific winter ball for Caracas. Hit 340 in over 30 games.
In parts of 7 minor league seasons, he's got almost 80 homers. To start his major league career, he is 3 for 17 at the plate with a homer. He hasn't seen a sweeper like this, and he's behind the count, 0-1.
Didn't see many of them in Caracas.
I agree. Nothing in 2. This is just a really hard assignment for a young man.
For a young kid,
oh man.
Now if you go with it again, you got to make it off the plate though and get him to chase it.
Throw a couple way off the plate, might get him. Bender trying to get himself out of this 8th. Giants have scored a run. There's a save in it now. They're within 3. They're out hitting the Marlins 10-6. Bender ahead of Barry Cotto 0-2. And the next offering. Popped up, shallow right, long run for Ruiz. Plenty of speed to get there. Giants get a run and lead 2.
And welcome back. Another reason to attend a game at Lone Depot Park. You're never going to know what you can see on any given day. That's Ryan Walker on a ground ball from Roberto Hernandez. Check this out. He throws the glove to get the out last night in the 7th inning for the San Francisco Giants. Probably their only highlight of the series. It reminded everyone last night the viral moment before things were viral. Terry Mulholland of the Giants did this back almost 30 years ago, throwing the glove to get the out over at first base. A viral moment here at Lone Depot. Tommy, did you ever catch a glove at first base to make an out?
I never did. It never happened.
Love that old footage. Greg's right. Never know what you're going to watch. Never know what you're going to see.
Or at first base, you never know what you're going to catch.
That's true, too. Bottom 8 scoreboard brought to you by Werner Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia. Marlins leading the Giants 6-3. And because the Giants just got a run in the top of the 8th, there is a save in it, at least for the moment. Tristan Beck back out there for Tony Vitello's Giants, and he's fallen behind Otto Lopez, 2 balls and no strikes. Otto is 1 for 4 today. That's hit well to center field. Back onto the warning track goes Gilbert with room, and he makes the catch.
No, the Giant outfielders know what a spacious outfield is, because it's that way in San Francisco, where they have Triples Alley out there and kind of right center.
By the way, sticking with the theme of you never know what you're going to see or watch, something has happened today for just the 3rd time in a major league game since 1916. 4 hit by pitches and 4 errors committed by one team.
You never know.
You never know. Last time it happened was 1994 when the Yankees were in California playing the Angels. First time it happened also happened in a game involving the California Angels, but that was when Milwaukee was playing California in July of 1978. And today the Giants have hit 4 and committed 4 errors.
That's why it's fun to keep score.
Right.
When you come to a game and you have that right in front of you.
By the way, Daniel Susac now catching after Barry Cotto pinch hit and flew out to right to end the 8th. Top half, I should say. Stowers takes ball 2. Popped that curveball up. Just got underneath that offering. This game is 2 minutes shy of being 3 hours old. And that youngster's going home with a freebie and a souvenir. Good for you, young man. Look at that smile.
That's why you stay to 9 innings, too.
Heck yeah. Stowers strikes out on a fastball. Quickly 2 up and 2 down here in the 8th inning for Beck. Here comes Xavier Edwards, whose struggles at the plate have persisted today. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the 1st, reached on an error in the 2nd, grounded into a double play in the 4th, and grounded out in the 6th. His batting average now down to .287 on the year with an 0 for 4 here today. So game 3 of the series tomorrow. Marlins are on the verge of winning their 7th straight home game.
And taking their home record to 25-16.
That's important.
And taking their June record to 13-4.
Keep playing like that, you'll be the best team in the league all month. Sweeper carved in the air to left. And a perfect 1-2-3, bottom of the 8th inning for Beck. There's a save in it for Pete Fairbanks when we return. Marlins baseball has been brought to you by Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. Earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply. Now, Pete Fairbanks collected his 100th Major League save last night. It was his 10th as a Miami Marlin. And he is bidding for his 101st and 11th save as a Marlin as the Marlins look to win this series against the Giants here in the 9th.
Yeah, basically going on his second 100.
Yeah.
Get that breaking ball, cutter, fastball working. You know, a lot of times guys like Pete Fairbanks, closers, they need the work. They need the consistency. And early in the year, you know, he had to leave the ball club. He had to go on paternity leave. And there were just inconsistencies. I think all of a sudden he's really getting in a nice groove.
You know, he's a very interesting guy, Hut. We know that.
Yeah.
But he was very human after the ball game last night. He even admitted, he said, I'm not very good at being very introspective. But he was very eloquent in describing what the 100th save of his career meant to him. And, you know, for many of these guys, it begins as a dream a decade and a half ago. And it's like any other little boy or girl. You want to be a big leaguer, right? Like, that's the dream. And he's made it a reality. And it was actually very refreshing to hear Pete talk like that.
Yeah, I think he got the scorecard after the game.
Javier Sanoja is in at third base for the Marlins here in the 9th. Clayton McCullough shoring up his defense. Arise is 0 for 2 against Pete. Five innings for Max Meyer, who's on the verge of improving to 8-0 through 16 starts. The 1-2 to Arise.
Yeah, and I think to Max's credit, not the best stuff command that he's had that we've seen, but man, he stayed with it.
Had to grind.
And he made some pitches when need be. In the final inning he worked, he had a 1-2-3 inning.
Yep. His only of the day. Had to grind. Sometimes that's what this game requires.
It certainly does.
Fly ball center field. Marcy's there. And there's one away. That is now a flat 12 innings of work by the bullpen in this series. 6 in the 3rd innings by the starters. It's really an inning and a third by Bacher and 5 by Max. But I say that to tip our cap to not only the bullpen, but Daniel Mosquez as well. He's done a lot of great work with that bullpen. Here's Eldridge, who has started a new on-base streak this afternoon after his 22-game on-base streak was snapped in Game 1.
I think we see Pete Fairbanks sharper with his command, location of his pitches. Oh, that's perfect. Notice how Joe Mack, right toward the end, raised the catcher's mitt. He wanted that fastball up, and that's right where Pete put it.
Fairbanks kicks and fires an 0-2, and he got him with a 98-mile-an-hour heater. And he's feeling it out there on the mound right now.
Yeah, just stay with it. Stayed with that high fastball. Scouting report probably said that's a spot where you got to work Eldridge, and they worked him right there.
And the Marlins are on the verge of getting back to a game over 500 for the first time since they were 9-8 at the start of play on April 14th. And Clayton McCullough is some darn proud of these guys. Shaping up to be a fun summer. The 1-0. 1-1. Again, support these guys. Join us on Marlins.tv. Come out to the ballpark. Marlins.com/tickets. Surprise dad tomorrow. Marlins Giants game 3. 1-1. In tight, ball 2. We cannot guarantee a win if you come out here, but we can guarantee fun. Fairbanks with the 2-1. 2-2. Well, you're right. The more he works, the more comfortable he's getting.
Oh, you can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell.
This ain't the same guy we saw a month and a half ago. 6-3 Marlins. Top 9, nobody on, 2 out. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes on Matt Chapman. And listen to this crowd get into it. That picture behind the dugout's going to be a big one today, baby. 2-2. Ball 3. Passionate fan base down here. They just want to see a winner, and they're getting one. 3-2. And the pitch. Got him! And the ball game is over. The Marlins have won 5 of their last 6 series. They remain baseball's best team in the month of June. And congratulations, Max Meyer. You've improved to 8-0, but we've got a challenge. And it doesn't matter. It is over. And the Marlins are 39-38. Kind of a fun way to end it.
Well, I look at it this way, Kyle. The Marlins were 2 for 12 with runners in scoring position. They left 10 men on base, and they were out hit 10-6. But they played a solid ball game. They did not make an error. The Giants made 4. They took advantage of that. They got the big home run from Hernandez in the 4th inning, a 2-run shot, and more terrific pitching. Congrats to Max Meyer picking up win number 8 against 0 losses.
8 wins, no losses in 16 starts this season for Max Meyer, who is very close to punching his ticket to Philadelphia as well. Meyer wins it. McDonald loses it. Fairbanks with his 11th save of the season. And look at these Marlins in June, 13-4. Baseball's best team here in June. And at Lone Depot Park, that is 7 straight wins for Miami. That ties a ballpark record. Come out and join us tomorrow. A chance to see more history.
Yeah, the other fun part about it too, when you play well, and the Marlins are in that mode right now, all of a sudden you start to get a little national attention. So other people are talking about the Miami Marlins and the way they play the game, the way they play hard. And today they got some key base hits. They played errorless ball. Just a terrific ball game.
Well, you better take notice of these Marlins. They're coming. They're not going anywhere. And we sure do have a lot of fun covering them and hanging out with them and watching them win ball games every day. Another great win for the Marlins. Let the good times roll. Well, they haven't lost here at Lone Depot Park in a while. It's been weeks. See if they can keep it going against these Giants and sweep them right on back home to San Francisco tomorrow. Let's go downstairs. Craig Mish is with Heriberto Hernandez with an assist from Luis Durante.
All right, thanks, guys. What a month for the Marlins. What a month for this guy, Heriberto Hernandez, with a home run today. Heriberto, that home run that you hit at the beginning of the game, tell me what you saw on that pitch.
Sabes, estaba tratando de poner la bola en juego, tratando de envasarme, sabía que AC está caliente y que eso era lo mejor del juego, tratar de poner la bola en juego.
And just trying to put the ball in play. I know they're pitching hard, and just trying to make some good contact, and I was able to do it.
Bert, since you've come back from the minor leagues, you seem very confident at the plate. What has led you to get to this point?
La confianza que me ha dado el manager, la confianza que me ha dado los coaches, ellos saben qué yo puedo hacer y quién yo soy, ¿sabes? Eso es lo que me ha motivado a yo poder trabajar duro y que los esfuerzos se vean en el terreno.
Yeah, that confidence from the manager and the coaches is something that has been motivating me to work hard and just being able to get all these results.
Louis, this time last year, the Marlins in June went on one of the best runs we've seen in a long time. Do you think that the team can do it again?
Sí, creo que nosotros tenemos la química y somos el mismo grupo del año pasado. Creo que nosotros podemos hacer mejor trabajo que el año pasado porque el esfuerzo que estamos poniendo y la meta, tenemos la meta clara, ¿sabes?
Yeah, I think we can do even a better job. It's the same group. We have the chemistry, and we know our goals that we have to fulfill, and looking forward to do that.
All right, thanks to Louis Durante, and thanks to this guy, Heriberto Hernandez. 5 home runs in the month of June. He's been one of the Marlins' hottest hitters, folks. The Marlins are absolutely on a tear, fellas. Back to you.
All right, Craig, thank you so much. Terrific win for the Marlins here this afternoon, taking down the Giants and winning the series. We'll see if they can sweep him tomorrow. Final score, Marlins 6, Giants 3. Double them right up. Next telecast tomorrow, we're on the air at 1:15. Plenty more coverage from tonight's game is coming up next with Craig Minervini and A.J. Ramos. Tommy Hutton and Craig Mish, and our director Brad Gerson and our producer John Sulzer. I'm Kyle Seeloff. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. The Marlins postgame show is next.